the heat, but we don't wanna let go. We answer questions that we ask alone. I hear the words, but they're coming out in echo. So, would you give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender? Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away? Your nirvana. I feel a way I never felt before. I finally found what I'm looking for. So, would you give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender? Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away? Give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender. Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 93rd episode of FNV. FNV is short for Friday Night VTubing, and this is a show where I, your host Zara, interview various VTubers from all over the community. And tonight, our wonderful guest will be Chutzpah. Chutzpah, please say hi, introduce yourself, and tell our listeners a fun little fact about you that they might not know.
Yeah, sure thing. Ladies and germs, my name is Chutzpah the Gobbo. I am a certified G, a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. My one fact about myself, I cannot do a backflip. I've tried. Did not go well.
How did it end up?
So, you see my nose?
It's a bit pointy?
Yeah, so it turns on when it goes like face first into concrete, it doesn't stay that way.
It doesn't.
No.
So the concrete's stronger.
A little bit. I live though. That's all that matters. You live and you learn.
I see that at least the nose has recovered to its original position.
Oh yeah, I heal quick.
You heal quick.
I can take a bit of a beating, you know. We're good.
Okay. Are you a tank? What are you? What class?
That's a good question. Whatever has like explosives and firearms, that's typically what I go for. Shooty shooty bang bang, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a good class. I like that class. You know, the shooty shooty bang bang.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Do you have you perhaps ever been involved in a bootlegging?
Bootlegging. Not sure if my lawyers will want me to talk about that one.
Okay. You have lawyers. I don't. Fuck, I need to get some. Do you know a good one? Can you recommend?
Oh no, my guy's horrible. He has not helped me out in this.
Wait, you just said. Oh wait, no, you didn't say it was a good lawyer.
I just said
you just said you had a lawyer.
Good one.
Fair.
I don't pay him for shit, so that's what you get, I guess.
He's the type of lawyer who will be defending you in court and be like, "Your Honor, he's guilty."
Yeah. You ever seen Better Call Saul? Yeah, but basically the opposite of that.
The opposite of him,
Yeah.
You know what? Funny you mentioned Better Call Saul. I recently started watching Breaking Bad. I binged the first season in like a day. And Yeah, it's good. Can't wait to get into Better Call Saul after I've finished it. But
yeah, I've never watched it myself, but you know what? I keep getting the Breaking Bad clips recommended to me on YouTube Shorts, so I've basically seen it at this point.
honestly, yeah, same. Like I've seen already just in the first season and the half of season 2. I've already seen like so many memes. I'm like, oh hey, I've seen this on TikTok before.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's
like
where that
YouTube
came
Shorts.
from.
Yeah, like the specific one of what was his my name is Skylar White, yo.
Yeah,
You've probably seen that one. Dude, that's an episode 2.
Absolutely. That and the one, the cop dude, that's the bald guy. I remember I learned about him through the Sussy Baka meme. That's how I learned about him. And then I learned later on, I'm like, oh, he's an actor. That's why people give a fuck about him.
Wait, it's him that did the Sussy Baka?
Yeah. Yeah,
oh, shit.
He did all the cameo stuff. He went viral because of all the cameo stuff he was doing. Because people were just giving him all these absolute shit posts. And he was just like, alright, fuck it, let's do it.
I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, he was in Breaking Bad. He's like one of the cops that's like investigating.
His Hank's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, DEA agent. Yeah.
I saw the clip of him in the show, and I'm just like, that's where you're from, you fucking bastard. You know? Like, well, I found you.
I mean, that would make sense why he has a big cameo audience, I guess.
Oh, yeah. There's like a number of people on that site where they'll literally just do anything, and that can either be a blessing or it could be a horrible curse.
Yeah, my favorite person on that side is the voice actor for Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've seen this one short so many times of what's it? Him being your alarm clock, waking you up.
Yeah, I feel like everybody on cameos on the alarm clock thing at least once.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel like it's a rite of passage.
Yeah, I'm impartial to the Halo multiplayer announcer guy. I love that guy so much. They make him say the weirdest shit, and he just sells it to a T. It's great.
Does it in the best way possible.
Oh yeah.
I just need the Valorant announcer as well.
Oh gosh, Valorant.
Do you play?
I've tried to get in. I dabble in it occasionally. I have other shooters that I enjoy a little more. But hey, if I got friends that are playing, then I guess I'll boot it up. You know.
Fair. I used to hate Valo with a passion, just because I didn't have a proper reason. I just did, and then yesterday they decided, you know what? Well, they decided it a bit ago, but yesterday they launched it. South African servers. I'm fucking over the moon. And then when it went live, we saw, oh, it's Cape Town servers. Let's fucking go.
Hey, nice.
So now we don't have to play on EU servers anymore with like 150 ping. So I started playing yesterday, and I've already been addicted.
Yeah, I try not to play it too much because, like, it's a good game. Like, the other games that I like a little better when it comes to, you know, the shooting games. You know, that's FPS games are, like, my go-to. But for me, that game is like, okay, I like the shooting people, but with the strategy, nah, I don't like that. I like just put me in a lobby and let me go to town. Don't make me
you just want to do COD TDM.
I just want to run it. Yeah, I'm an OG COD kid. Like that's my bread and butter right there.
You played in the BO2 lobbies.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
On classic Xbox 360.
I was one of those kids where, like, if anybody like ever like gets my voice like Black Ops 2 history, then yeah, I'm probably getting canceled. Let's be honest. But I was like 13. Everybody's getting canceled.
Everybody's getting canceled now, to be honest.
If you were there, you know what you were getting into.
Yeah, if you know, you know. And it's like, you know, there's no way out of it. Hey, you partook in one way or another. Whether you wanted to or not, it happened.
Yeah, I love my parents to death, but I kind of blame them because it's like, all right, listen, y'all were the ones that let a 13-year-old get an M-rated game. That's kind of on you.
To be fair, like, it's not just
I got
them.
One time.
You did?
One sec. Sorry. Somebody, I thought somebody came into my room for a sec.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I got in trouble one time because they ended up buying me Modern Warfare 2. That was like the first COD I ever played, and they bought me that without any idea what it is. They were just like, okay, it's got like a soldier on it. Like that can't be too bad. Like this is like they didn't really care too much because like my dad used to play games. Like I used to watch him play like old school like shooters like
Quake,
like Doom, OG Halo, Quake, Unreal, stuff like that. And so I used to watch him play it, and he also had like action movies on all the time. Stuff that was way too inappropriate for me, but I just got
Black
used
Hawk
to it.
Down.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
a good
it was
movie.
on TV. Yeah, it's like it's fine if there's like boatloads of violence and people blow it up, but if they're swearing, oh, now we got a problem. So
That's where we draw the line. We don't care about the dismemberment, the fucking the PTSD, all of the trauma, the violence.
Yeah,
nah,
none of that.
but
Yeah,
if
no.
you say fuck,
Yeah, he said the fuck word. You're grounded. Like, yeah, but I got in trouble because like they bought me the game. They didn't really know what was in it. Like, they would at least check the box and see like what was on there. Like and it said like the stuff that was in it, like graphic violence, stuff like that.
but it's not gonna
the
tell
strong
you
language, yeah, they missed the strong language bit, and I remember I was playing the campaign, and spoilers for anybody that hasn't played the OG Modern Warfare 2 campaign, but like it's been out for a decade. Why haven't you done it already?
I haven't.
There's a well,
I played Modern Warfare 1, the OG one. I played Modern Warfare 1. I didn't play Modern Warfare 2. I played Modern Warfare 3.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, I won't spoil too much, but there's a scene where a bad guy says a line that goes along the lines of like he's like doing that like badass gruff voice of like 50,000 people dead in a blink of an eye, and the whole world just fucking watch. Badass fucking line. The problem was that when that line happened, my dad walked downstairs and heard the fuck line.
Oh wow!
And lost
he
it.
didn't.
Oh
he,
my god!
He didn't listen to the 50,000 people dead in a blink of an eye. He just listened to the fucking.
Yeah, so he came down and it was like the wrath of God was unleashed, and I'm just like, oh, I'm fucked, I'm dead. And he almost like broke my Xbox. He was so pissed. He didn't. Thankfully, he didn't. But because he was like very stern on that kind of stuff, and he's like, you're not allowed to play that game anymore. And I'm just like, but I'm at the end. I'm almost there.
I'm almost done.
All right. He ended up like he still grounded me, obviously, but after I was grounded, he's like, all right, you can finish the campaign, and then that's it. No more. And I'm like, all right, fine. Obviously, I kept playing. It's like, I'm not fucking... Like, I paid like $60 for that game. I'm playing the fuck out of that game.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking as I was grounded, because he basically was like, no video games for like 2 weeks. I'm like, damn, all right. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, he was really mad at that whole fuck line. It's a really good thing he didn't walk into the part where I massacred an entire airport in the game, which you do in like the third mission of the game. Like, I was like, oh yeah, if he saw me do that, like, oh yeah, that would have been like no more video games for life. Like,
if he saw you rocking out of that elevator, those first people looking at you and be like, wait, what's going on? Duh.
Yeah, no rush. And my dad walks out. He's like, "How you doing, son?" I'm like murdering civilians left and right. Like
he just walks in and you're starting to shout, "Rush me, suka!" And you're like, "Fuck, wait, no Russian."
Oh god, my son's turned into a commie. What has life become?
Ooh. Yeah, no, I've not, as I said, I've not played it, but I know basically, like, what the story's about, all of the important characters, some of the stuff that happens in it.
It's one of those games where, like, it's been out for long enough that, like, you've probably had enough conversations where you understand the gist of, like, what's going down.
Pretty much. And it's like, by that point, right now, I don't think you can even buy the game anymore, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere, so...
Technically can't. It might still be on Steam, maybe. I know Black Ops 2 is still on Steam.
Didn't they recently re-add? Didn't they recently re-add Black Ops 2? Like, restart the servers for it.
And then they, like, restarted some, I don't think the multiplayer servers have definitely still been up, but I think they like started doing dedicated servers again. Because now it's like before then, if it was just like they would do like peer-to-peer servers, so like somebody would just have to host. So you can still go on there, but 90% of the time, if you went into a lobby in Black Ops 2 nowadays, like it'd be modded to shit, and you'd be like flying around like breakneck speed. All the guns would have like rainbow skins. It's like a fucking acid trip.
Yeah, or it could be like full of fucking what do you call it? Like hackers maybe on some dodgier servers. Also, I see now Modern Warfare 2 2009 is still on Steam, available for.
Yeah, you can get them all, but they're still full priced, even like almost 15 years later, which is bullshit.
Well,
it's like, bro,
I'm not sure.
Bring it on sale or something. Like, drop it down at least like 30. Like, I get it's a classic. Come on.
Wait, do you still have to pay $60 for it on Steam?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Black Ops 2 is still $60. I'll look it up right now.
Because I know I just checked. Modern Warfare 2 2009 is what's it? It's 300 rand. So for me, local pricing, that's like $16.
Yeah, so if I go on Steam right now, so the average, like, at least in America, like, the average price for, like, a AAA game, like, a full-price game is, like, $60. Black Ops 2 is currently on sale for $60.
Yeah, Black Ops 2 is
full price. The first Black Ops is only $40, but that doesn't make it better. Like,
it's
still a game over a decade old that's, like, almost at full price.
Yeah, it's still full price on my side as well. Black Ops 2 specifically, it's 800 rand, which is $42.45, which, you know, that accounts for regional pricing, but that's still full price for us down here.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the new Modern Warfares. Nah, fam. Those, they're a lot more.
Yeah, they got like they're selling those for 70 now.
Greedy. They got hella greedy because they now charge us like $70. Which is like a whole 500 rand more than usual, which is horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, inflation be kind of cringe, not gonna lie.
It's not inflation though; it's just greed. Because they didn't used to be $80. They used to be, you know, 60 on launch, and now Modern Warfare 1, the latest one, 2019, is still full price. What? Modern Warfare 3 is launching soon, and Modern Warfare 2 is also still full price. And it's just so I don't know. I hate it.
It's the sad fact that like they know that people are still buying the game, so there's still kind of demand. But you know, because some people like to get nostalgic. Yeah. And you know, because a lot of people play it on console and stuff, so a lot of people don't really like have the game on Steam. Like I don't have the game on Steam, mainly because I don't have a reason to go back for it. Yeah. There's some times I do feel nostalgic. I'm like, man, I could play some Black Ops 2 right now, but I'm not gonna do it because then I have to spend $60 for a game I'll probably play like once.
Exactly.
And then never touch it again. But yeah, they know that some people will do that though, so they just leave it on full price. And like, we don't need to drop down the price. People are still buying it.
Yeah, and I mean, like I play it decently. I play Warzone with a couple buddies, and we play it like, you know, semi often. But it's like, we would want to play the multiplayer, but we just can't justify the price. It's too much. Like we can buy 2 other AAA games for that price, or we can buy many more indie games and just, you know, do stuff like that, or you know, play like a free-to-play game. And spend that money on
good FPS shooters out there right now.
Yeah.
One that I would highly recommend to anybody right now is BattleBit Remastered.
Yeah, buy BattleBit. It's like
an amazing game, and it's
fifth of the price.
$15.
Exactly. It's like a fifth of the price.
It's a fucking it's amazing, and it's like it's a game made by 3 people that was originally just like a mod for Roblox. That somehow, like, it's like a better Battlefield game than all of the Battlefield games that have come out in the last 5-something years.
Yeah.
Like, this
I've heard that it's on par with, like, Battlefield 4. on
It's
par with that.
clean, yeah. It's based off of like Battlefield 3 and 4 the way it plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a clean fucking game. Like gameplay is smooth. There's not really a lot of bugs, you know. And the community is fucking wild because they have like they have proximity chat, which makes it 10 times funnier.
Dude, imagine if you were playing Battlefield 1 and you're storming this German fucking fortress or whatever, and you just you're just shouting at them and they're shouting back.
Oh yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments from that game alone is like I was just playing it casually and my team, we were getting like fucking bombarded, like people just chucking grenades left and right and they're trying to cover this base.
Like they're playing in a COD lobby.
To defend, but there's a dude that's playing like the Doom Eternal theme the whole time, so all we want to do is just rush in and kick ass. So we just keep getting stomped because we're just like, yeah, let's go, Chad, and we just keep getting gunned down because we're in a horrible
this
position.
one guy is just playing.
Yeah, the dude's fucking going nuts. The dude's just chilling, like blasting his fucking music and pumping us up, and I'm just like, we need to defend, but I'm letting the bad thoughts take it over, and I just go.
He's going all Leroy Jenkins on him, and you know we know how that works out.
Yeah, we did not win that game, but it was very fun.
It was fun. That's what, you know. You might not always win them, but if you're having more fun than not winning, hey, fucking go for it.
Yeah, that's how you know when you're playing a good game, a good multiplayer game, is that if you lost and you still had a fucking blast, you can't get better than that.
Yeah.
There's so many multiplayer games that don't do that well. There's a lot of games it's like, yeah, they're fun, but it's a lot more fun if you win it. Like
definitely.
Battlefield in general is one of those games where like, yeah, we lost, but we still had a fucking blast. A lot of time, like the wins and losses are really stuff that you just can't control, especially if you're in, you know, Battlefield situation where you have a server with like 200 plus people playing at the same time. Like, yeah, it's kind of out of your hands. You can't really carry for like 100 something other people.
No, you can't.
Probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, honestly, that's a thing that I do enjoy about, you know, just the Battlefield style multiplayer games. Like even COD has it where it's like, you know, they've got ground war, although they've got smaller servers, so smaller teams, so it's not as fun. But it's like even if you lose those large scale, like 60 plus size teams, even if you lose those, you're not gonna be shot on by like this one guy through the entire game. Like you would in, let's say Valo, for example. I just played a game before this where we got absolutely destroyed by another squad, by like just the two people on their squad that were like carrying hard, and like, you know, that makes you upset. But if you're playing that same amount of time, like 30 minutes on a ground war or like Battlefield type thing, it's like you're not fighting just two people, you're fighting 60. So there's a lot of variety.
You're fighting everybody. Yeah.
And I don't know, I enjoy it, and I don't easily succumb to rage in those.
Yeah, it's hard to get mad at the game, like unless you're at a spot where like you just keep getting dogged on by the same people, then I can see how it gets frustrated. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if you get murdered by the same guy 10 times, maybe stop going there. Like, you have a whole
find a different place.
Or you keep going back to this one spot. Like, yeah, you just
find a different place.
A different spot.
Like, the map's big, and there are many different points that you can push and, like, you know, try and hold or whatever. You don't have to be on that one spot. Unless you're specifically trying to get revenge, but then you're digging your own grave.
Oh, yeah. That's a very unique scenario where it's like, okay, I know this is a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Eventually, you'll rage enough and just disregard the revenge, and you'll just go away. Hopefully.
No, I gotta get even. I gotta go for it.
You gotta get even. You're chasing your losses.
Out of me, that I'm like, nah, that guy dies.
You're gonna be chasing your losses for the rest of the game. But hey, those times that you do eventually do get them, then you're like, yes, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
Then your father walks in, slaps you.
Sniper if I get unalived by a sniper more than once and I notice he's in the same fucking spot, I'm like, nope, can't let that stand. He's got to go.
Mm-mm.
Somebody's gonna die, and I just fuck the objective, fuck everything else. I'm going after you and you alone, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop me.
You
what
will
I'm gonna
get
do
them.
to you, but when I get there, you're gonna regret ever putting a bullet in my head.
You come face to face to him, and then you're like, wait, what now? I didn't think I'd get this far.
They're just chilling up on a ridge, sniping people.
Yeah.
They're just like, why does it sound like there's a jeep behind me? They turn around, and I'm just like slamming into them. Roadkill.
Damn. Oh,
And it just drive off into the sunset.
I've missed good, just classic shooting people. YouTube, don't take that out of context. Just
God, I miss fucking shooting people in public. Like,
dude, YouTube's gonna flag me, and the FBI is gonna come knocking, even though I'm in fucking South Africa. Dude,
YouTube, I know you don't really care about this, but this is all in video games. We're not trying to kill people in real life. It's just in video games. This is perfectly fine. This is normal behavior.
you know that argument doesn't hold up anymore. From that one guy who got arrested because he made death threats, but he followed it up with in Minecraft.
That guy just had no riz. I'm confirmed on that.
Dude,
like,
he had negative riz.
that bro literally had like police come to his house. It's like, so you threaten people. And he's just like, kidding? And they're like, turn around. Like,
Dude, the worst
like,
thing is, my guy literally looked like fucking every stereotypical like Reddit Discord mod ever. Like the type of just the type of person who would make those types of death threats and jokes and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, the stereotype exists for a reason, unfortunately.
God damn it, not another one.
But
Just like,
okay.
where you people keep coming from?
They just keep spawning. They respawn and they're just like, alright, it's time. It's time to do we do a little trolling until you take it a bit too far.
Camp, if you know what I mean.
But okay, shall we hop into my list of questions?
Yes, let's get into it.
Okay, so my first question for you, Mr. Chutzpah. Can I just call you
Yes.
Mr. Chutz?
Chutz is fine, yeah.
Chutz? Okay, Mr. Chutz. What is your lore?
Oh man, my lore is so complicated. So you see, I'm a goblin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, cool.
No, no, but to be utterly serious, so it's out of character, still working on it a little bit. You know, it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
it's
whose lore
relatively
is
new
it?
thing. Yeah. Oh, I do want to say before I forget, I do want to publicly apologize for canceling the last time we scheduled this at last minute. I felt so bad.
They didn't know it was you.
Yeah. So for context, everybody, before I was Chutzpah, I used to go by the name of Laco Von Mana, and we had planned this interview like a month or two ago, and literally the week this interview was supposed to happen was when I decided I was gonna rebrand, and then I realized like 2 days before the interview was supposed to happen, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm not streaming right now, and I'm trying to I already swapped my Twitter over and everything, so I'm just like, I just hit you up and I'm like, hey, I really hate to do this to you, but I just rebranded. I think we might have to reschedule this. And we tried finding somebody to cover my spot. I don't think we did.
We couldn't.
Yeah,
no.
we could. I felt so bad because I think when you message me and you're just like, can you see if you can find a replacement? See if you ask anybody. So I'm just like, I'm at work right now. Fuck. Just texting people. I'm trying to get any bit of free time. I'm like, who is available right now? I'm like, what are you doing? Nope, you're streaming tonight. What about this person? Nope, you're doing something else. And I just couldn't find anybody in time.
And I couldn't find anybody either because everybody I spoke about this a couple weeks ago when I had VTuber talk on how I do my outreaches. I do them in bunches. I send 20 outreaches out at once. Not at once, but in a row. with like the template. You've seen it. You've received the template because I'm
cast a wide net and see who bites.
Yeah, because my response rate is like 3 out of 20. So it's like I reach out to 20 people, 3 people actually come back to me because DMs, you know, I go into message requests and all that. I'm not verified, so some people have their DMs open, but only to verified people, so I can't even reach out to them. I get lost in message requests all the time, and you know, it makes sense. It's the name of the game. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and by that time, I'd already scheduled like a couple weeks in advance, and I didn't have anybody else that I could pull closer. So yeah, and I used to have a couple backups just like on speed dial, where it's like just close friends of mine where I'm like, hey, I might need a replacement for this time, and are you available? And in that case, I reached out to a bunch of my friends and nobody was available. So it just happened. That was like the worst day to try and schedule other people. Man. Everybody had stuff going on. So no, I don't hold it against you at all. We're here now.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm like, I wanted to do that at least at some point before or during the interview, just to get that in there. Like, I do apologize. I'm normally not that bad with remembering shit, but like, I've been bad with like, I literally have a whiteboard in my room where I write down my schedule, because like I used to do the schedule on my phone. But like sometimes I get my notifications mixed up, and I just like I close, like I would have a notification pop up, close it, because like my brain just like I hate having like notifications.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Close it.
Except for Discord.
I'll close it, and then like 20 minutes go by, and I forget what it was, and then I just never see it again. So I literally have to like write it down in person, just so I remember. I
write it on the whiteboard where you can't clear the.
Yeah, I'm like, what's my week look like this week? I'm like, okay, doing this, that, got it. All right, sweet.
I should probably start doing something along the lines of that as well. To be honest, I should just give myself a whiteboard, hang it on my thing, and then whenever something comes up, I can just write it on there. Because right now I use Google Calendar and it works, but you know, it can be a pain.
Yeah, the only downside with having a live schedule is that if you're not home and you're trying to like schedule, like if you're like trying to figure something out, you kind of just have to write a note and then like transfer that note to the board later on. Yeah.
No, in that case, I'd just go, hey Google, set a reminder for when I get home to Don't you dare activate now.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Assistant, don't you dare. Okay, it actually didn't. So my Google Assistant's broken.
You're just like, nope, that was a joke. I didn't mean it. Shut up.
Weirdest thing, right? Yeah. Okay. No. Continue. I was gonna go on another tangent.
We were getting on a tangent because we were asking about my lore, and we got sidetracked because I wanted to apologize. So, the lore stuff. So, in all seriousness, right now my lore is kind of ambiguous, still building on it. But right now my lore is that I am a druid. Technically, I'm a goblin druid, so I do know the magic stuff. Although I don't really use it very often because magic's hard.
You rather use guns.
It's
easier.
Hey,
pull the trigger.
Boom stick, it's fun.
Yeah.
Why put all this effort into casting this spell when I could just use this rocket launcher I have sitting around? Like, it's fucking great.
Exactly. It's probably got a higher hit chance too.
I could enchant this staff to, like, you know, deal more mystical damage when I hit people, or I could shoot them with a bazooka. Like, yeah, I'm picking the bazooka. Yes.
Wait, which one do you want? Do you want psychic damage or do you want total body obliteration?
I think I'm going. Spell? So go ahead.
No, I think I'm going with option 2.
Yeah. I'm like, do I want sleep spell or AK-47? Yeah, AK-47. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yes, give me the boomstick.
See, I'm one of those guys. I've got my RPG 7 leveled up to max level on COD. I'm one of those guys.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Because sometimes there's just a hot drop on Plunder, specifically the big towers and all Mazar City people who play Plunder, you will know. I'm that guy with the RPG in the corridor.
Yeah,
it's just easy kills.
It's not cheating. It's not, like what is it, noob tubing. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just sniping with AoE damage.
Also, do you know how fun it is hearing people rage when you blow them up point blank with the fucking RPG? It's the best shit ever. And they'll come back because they get angry and you just blow them up again. And it's amazing.
They always do that classic, like, bro, you got no fucking skill, bro, no fucking skill, and I'm just like, but you're dead, and I'm not. But you're dead. So, like, if I got no skill, you have negative skill. Like,
exactly.
Come on.
See, I might have no skill, but you got no body.
Fucking kill me then. Get over here. And then they do, and then I blow them up again. And then the cycle continues.
Sometimes I'll purposefully run into the enemy so that I can respawn and have my rockets back.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I got no ammo, kill me.
Yeah.
Do me a favor real quick, and then they kill you once, and they're like, yeah, I got you. And I'm like, oh, you think you won? Oh, that was just round one, motherfucker. Cute. Get over here.
That's cute. You just resupplied me. I appreciate it.
It's like, you want to throw hands? I'll fucking throw hands, all right?
I'm gonna throw fucking RPG-shaped hands at you.
I'll throw this rocket-propelled grenade right in your face.
Oh, I fucking love it. But
yeah, so I'm a druid. I live out in the woods with my partner Pygo, who is also a VTuber.
Okay.
We've been dating for like over a year. We actually like kind of when we go through the rebranding, because we're both kind of rebranding a little bit. Although she doesn't really stream as much, or at all, I would say. She's mostly just active on Twitter.
Hi.
But yeah, I do the streaming. She sometimes appears on my streams, and so a new lore is kind of linked together where I woke up in the woods one day, just alone around, chilling on my own.
Yeah.
Woods looking fucking pretty. I had these cool ass powers, and I'm like, oh, this is dope. Kind of like an amnesia like story. And then the first person I ran to was her, and she was like, yo, hey, you good? And I'm like, I think so. And then we started hanging out, then we started dating, and then we built a treehouse together. Now we just live out in the woods and just hang out and do fun stuff. And sometimes we blow up trees.
Sometimes you blow up trees.
Yeah.
Just not
we'll
your tree.
Back, but yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, I gotta listen. If I got all these stockpile of weapons, I gotta use them somehow.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's target practice. You could see it that way. Maybe.
If a rocket goes off in the middle of the woods and no one's there to hear it, is it really deforestation?
Did it really go off? The crater says no.
If it didn't want to get shot with a rocket, it shouldn't have grown there. That's all I'm gonna say.
If it didn't want to get shot with a rocket, it just should have moved.
Yeah, just get out of the way.
It's not that difficult, It's just you just step aside. It's not like the rocket can change directions midair.
Yeah. I will say one thing. So I've like I said, it's still like work in progress because I'm still like kind of changing things here and there. One of the most recent things I changed was like, because right now, like I said, we live in a treehouse together, and that is like sort of like what I call like my Discord and stuff. Although right now, if you go to my Discord, it's called the Attic. That's because that was the old name. And the old lore is that I'm just like yeah, I'm a little goblin that lives in your attic. I live in everybody's attics and stuff like that. But I changed it because somebody had brought up to me. It's just like, hey, you have a Jewish name, and you live in an attic. There's a really famous person that lived in the 1940s that also lived in an attic that was Jewish.
Okay, yeah, that.
Care to explain that? And I'm just
care to explain that connection.
That never crossed my mind in the slightest. I'm changing that immediately. No, thank you. Do not want that kind of smoke. I'm good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's still technically called the attic because it literally just happened this fucking week. So I'm still changing it, but I've been busy, so I haven't actually. Yeah,
your Twitter location is still the attic as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that. Like I've literally I'm like a lot of other VTubers. I got a full-time job behind the scenes, so
yeah,
I've been busy. So I literally have not had any time since then to like sit down and be like, all right, I need to change this. What do I change it to? So it's just been like brainstorming. Then recently I'm just like, treehouse, that's cute. Let's do that. So I like the woods. We're both, you know, me and Pygo, we're both druids. We live in the woods. Fuck it. You know,
better
let's
than
live
an
in a
attic.
treehouse together. That's adorable.
And,
It's
as
kind
far
of
as
like
I
the
know,
attic
there's
of the
no.
woods too.
Yeah, it's the attic of the woods.
Yeah.
Don't
So
say it
that's
that
what
way.
is,
It
and
still
that is,
doesn't sound that great.
No, it's not. We're still calling it a treehouse. I'm just
Yeah.
just gigs.
The treehouse probably doesn't have an attic. I'm hoping.
Yes.
I
But
can't
yeah, for
see.
anybody that is curious, no, I did not do that on purpose. That was a pure coincidence, and I changed it as soon as someone brought that up to my attention.
Any connections
said,
to any person's real
want
or
that
fictional is purely coincidence.
Exactly. Nope, I'm changing that. Don't you worry, person. I'm gonna change that as soon as I can, and I will let you know.
Oh, that's amazing. By the way, just to touch on the rebrand thing again, I'm glad that you did at least do the rebrand before the show instead of after, because after, you know, I'd have you on, then we do the show, then like 2 weeks later you rebrand, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, what up?
Yeah, that would have been looked kind of weird. Also,
Yeah.
I think by then I had already changed my username on Twitter. No, I'm not calling it X. I refuse to.
I refuse to as well.
But I think I changed my username by that point anyway. So I'm like, well, you can't really at me anymore because I'm not Loco anymore. I'm Chutzpah now. So people are just like, hey, I'm having Loco. You follow him at twitch.tv/Chutzpah. But Twitter @is Chutzpah. And it's like, what? How does that make sense? So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to confuse nobody. So I'm like, let's push it back.
Yeah. But, okay, so with that, you know, we're talking about the rebrand. What were some of your biggest influences or inspirations behind your design? Why? What inspired the Goblin? And I also want to ask what inspired Loco?
Yeah, so behind the scenes, I am a huge D&D fan. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. I love a good bit of fantasy. So when I started VTubing, I knew for a fact that like whatever I was gonna be, it was gonna be something D&D related because that's my jam, right?
Yeah.
So I originally started coming up with ideas, and the one I landed on was Loco, and it started off as I was a Dracolich VTuber. That's what I was, because I was doing that thing, because this was like 2 years ago at this point, something back in 2021, where like VTubing was still like in its like, it was like in the boom, but it was like early on in the big boom, you know? So like a lot of people were like, it was at the point where people were still kind of getting popular just for being a certain thing.
Yeah.
You know, because like some people would be like, oh, like who's the whale VTuber? Oh, that's Bao.
That's
you
Bao.
know? But now there's a lot of people like, there's like dozens of different types of like dozens of people that like fit that description. For example, if you say like, do you know that one dragon VTuber? That means nothing now because there's literally hundreds.
You know that one pink cat?
So, exactly. Yeah. It's like which one? There's so many. So,
even when I started,
then,
it was like, do you know that one demon? And it's like, bruh. All VTubers back when I started were fucking edgelords. They were all demons, me included.
Oh yeah, everybody's got that edgy side. They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna be the cool guy on the internet, and the rest of us are just like, you ain't alone in this house. Like, what do you think you are?
I at least knew I wasn't original when I started. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I just want to be demon because I like horns and you know, it just looks cool, I guess. I'm just like, you know, black and red, my favorite colors. They work perfectly with being a demon and shit. So hey.
Yeah. Anytime nowadays when somebody's just like, yeah, I'm a demon. I'm the ruler of the underworld. And I'm like, no, you're not. IMS is. Come on. She did it first. like let's not kid ourselves. Like, you can be a demon, but like, just know who your queen is. Come on.
Yeah.
She's earned it at this point, you know?
Definitely. But me, you know, I ain't got no delusions of grandeur like that. I'm just like, yeah, I was a vandal. I was a street artist down in the underworld. Got arrested. Got conscripted. Fucking died. Now I'm here.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it. So there's my edgelord part. The reincarnation. The isekai.
Oh yeah, You think that's edgy? Like my fucking the Laco's backstory is a lot like it was also up there. It's like I like complex backstories. Again, D&D background. It's already been my thing.
Yeah.
But when I came up with Laco, I was like, okay, I want to pick a VTuber that doesn't exist yet. Like, what kind of VTuber isn't out there yet? So I'm looking through the list of things like, is there a Lich VTuber? Yeah. Goblin? Yeah. Dragon? Yeah. And I'm just going through the list. And then it popped up in my head like, what about Draculich? I don't think that's come up yet. And then I looked around. I literally just Googled Draculich VTuber. Nothing came up. And I'm like, oh, I think I got it. So then I landed on a design, got a model commission, which, by the way, if you're getting into VTubing, don't do that. Just start as a PNG. Don't
just
do
commission,
what I fucking did and just get a model.
I mean, that's what I did.
It doesn't go well. It works for some people. But
to be honest, actually, no, I didn't get a model. I got a PNG. I split it myself, very poorly, I might add, and I rigged it myself, very poorly, I might add.
Hey, if it works, as long as you're not spending like thousands of dollars without ever having any live streaming experience, which is exactly what I did.
I spent
and if you
literally
want to know
10.
how that went, I'm not Laco anymore. So there you go.
It's there you go.
I don't use that model anymore because I changed it. So but I came up with the Draculich design. It was really awesome design. I loved it. My model mama Foxy's did fantastic. And I ran with that, and I used that design for like 9-10 months, I think. Mainly because like after the first month or so, I found 3 other Draculich VTubers. I'm like, well, I don't feel special anymore. So
that's how it works.
That went to shit.
That's how it works.
Real fucking quick. And then over time, I'm just like, man, I really just did this design just because I wanted to be special. And I'm like, let's land on a design that I really like better. So then I had a more human design.
Yeah.
And it literally, that design came up because my model mama, who I actually know personally now because my girlfriend, Pygo, who is literally in the chat right now, is literally Foxy's like best friend. That's how we met.
Oh, okay.
She's like the best friend of my model mama. That's how we met. And we've been dating for over a year now. But yeah, so I remember we were just hanging out on a call one time, and I think like my Foxy's is a big fan of the anime boys. She's a big fan of that kind of shtick.
The Ikemen or the Bishonen?
I don't know what you just said.
The Ikemen are the big buff boys, and the Bishonen are the pretty boys.
Oh, pretty boys, 100% pretty boys. No, she sees any like amount of like muscle mass and she like cringes. So
do you want to see my first model?
No. She's like, no, they have to be skinny. Like,
do you want to see my first model? I'll pull it up.
Oh yeah, go for it.
This was my first model. Look at these arms. Do you see those arms?
Oh yeah, you got that nice. Yeah, you got that ripped physique. Yeah.
Yeah, and this was V2. If it'll load. There we go. Look at those arms.
Oh, nice.
Those arms, actually got legs that time. And then then I lost the biceps and I grew boobs. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
And the only reason I wanted to be a cute anime girl. That's literally the only reason. And the only motivation.
Reject modernity, accept femboys. But anyway, so yeah, we were just chilling at a call one time, me, Foxy's, and like a couple other people, and she was like doing little sketches of everybody because she would just do that sometimes. We have a little Discord where like a bunch of her VTuber children, we just kind of vibe in there sometimes. It's not as active anymore nowadays, but because we're all busy. But back in its infancy, we were just chilling, and she would do little sketches of us because she'd be bored. And she's like, all right, who do I want to draw next? And I was sick at the time, and when I'm sick, I stop having a filter as little as what I have now. Like whatever little filter I have just goes away. It just goes
straight out the window.
So like normally I wouldn't, throw my name in there. So I'm like, what other people that have a drawing? But I'm just like, I'm sick, I'm out of it, I'm tired. I'm like, me, draw me. And she's like, well, what do you want me to draw you as? Because I'm a little skeleton guy, and I'm like, you know what? You keep drawing all the anime boys. Draw me as an anime boy. And she's like, okay, I can do that. She came up with a little like anime lich design thing, and then 2 days later, she came to me and was like, hey, I've fallen in love with this new design I made for you. If you commission a model for it, I will discount it.
Oh,
and
shit.
I'm like, fuck, that's a good.
That's a deal.
I was already thinking about, you know, getting like a humanistic design anyways, or like a living Loco, basically, you know, not skeleton.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, that's a good idea. Let's go for it. And then I did that. And I love the design. I still do. But over time, I kind of got lazy with content creation. I was kind of in a spot where I was just doing like the same thing over and over again. And I was also like doing D&D streams, and the D&D stuff was popping off. But anytime I was doing anything that wasn't D&D, it did not do well. So like my streams with D&D, like I would have like 15, 20 viewers in there, which is, you know, pretty good, not gonna lie.
Pretty good, yeah.
But then when I do streams like on my own or just regular collabs, I'd have like 3 or 4. And I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
And that takes
you know,
a hit.
I wanted to stream. Yeah, that did a number on my psyche. And then after a while, I was just like, I need to change something. This isn't working.
Yeah.
Because like the D&D stuff is working well, but do I want to be known as a D&D streamer? Do I want to just do this and nothing else? Because if I wanted to be successful, I wanted to run on this success. That was what I had to do in my mind.
Yeah.
And I
So
decided,
then that's what inspired the
I'm
rebrand.
not gonna. Yeah, and that's why I decided. And fun fact, Chutzpah was one of the original ideas when I first started VTubing. I'm like, what if I was a Goblin VTuber? And Chutzpah, Goblin Druid, was a D&D character that I played years before.
Okay.
So the concept, the character, I already had art for it and everything. And I'm like, could I do this? But then I decided, no, there's already Goblin VTubers out there. And I'm like, I've never streamed before, so I don't know if I want to do this whole character thing yet. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But now, 2 years later, I'm 100% comfortable with it because I've already been role playing on live stream and stuff all the time. So yeah, at this point, it's fucking like bread and butter. It's natural. I'm
yeah,
you know,
it's second nature.
So then I had a lot of conversations with my Pygo about all this stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, go for it, dude. Come on. Like, if this is what you think is gonna, you know, make you happy, and you think you're gonna get a lot more success with this." Because that was another thing. It's like, hey, this character. I'm like, okay, not a lot of people do characters with VTubing. Like, some people say they do characters, but it's really just them. But they say they're from a different place. Like, let's be honest with that. 99% of
I don't even pretend
are themselves. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you could say like, oh yeah, I'm from this dimension, or like, yeah, I'm from the dream world. But it's like, yeah, behind the scenes, you're still a dude named Grant. You know?
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing. It's like we all know, like you're not, shitting anybody, but
No.
with this, like. I play it up a little bit for the cameras, so what is it that people it helps with immersion, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, when I do my streams, I want it to feel like, yes, you're watching an actual living goblin play this video game and get pissed off about it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's a good fucking concept. I think if I put enough effort into this and ran with it, I think it could be successful. And yeah, I had to sacrifice a lot of the D&D stuff, which I still do. Like, I ended up just moving this stuff to Laco's YouTube channel, and I now just do that on the side.
Okay.
That's my side channel, basically.
Yeah.
So Laco still exists. He's still around. He just don't have a Twitter no more. He's just on YouTube, nothing else. And it's just like, we just go live on the weekends. I'm just doing D&D with my friends.
D&D, yeah.
I'm not advertising it or nothing. It's just, I just let the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And it's still getting success. I still get subscribers here and there. So I'm not too worried about like bombing or anything. I think that channel's going to be fine. But I know for a fact, I'm like, okay, I want to put all my eggs in one basket, and that basket's name is Chutzpah. That's what I'm doing. And so, so the Chutzpah design was already a thing from like an old D&D character I played a while back, where a friend of mine did a sketch of this really tired-looking goblin druid who he just wants to get some coin, man. He just wants to make a living. He doesn't give a shit about, being famous or like being king of the universe or all this shit. He's just a guy. He just wants to do his thing.
He's kind of
anybody else that gets it his way can fuck off.
He's kind of got the opposite vibe for that his name would imply.
Oh, he still thinks he's the shit. But,
okay.
Like, oh yeah, if I'm in a room, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna be the loudest motherfucker in here. That is not up for debate. But if somebody's just like, so are you planning on, like, you have a big personality. What is your goals? You want millions of dollars? You want wealth? You want power? You want women? I'm just like, I'm just here to fuck around, dude. I don't give a shit.
I just want to vibe.
I'm just. It's literally that meme. It's just like I'm just a little guy, you know. I'm just the guy, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of how
I
it
was like,
goes.
me?
I know.
Nothing. Just hanging around.
I'm just your bro. I'm just your bro who happens to be a 3-foot tall goblin. How you doing?
Not to mention, the goblin community is very welcoming.
There's so many, and they are so nice. I'm gonna like I'm planning on going on a vacation next week, so I'm gonna be like basically away from streaming for a couple of weeks. But as soon as I'm getting back, I'm literally gonna be on a massive spree of just like collabs. Who wants to collab? Who's available? Like fill my calendar, and I'm hitting up all the goblins.
All of them.
I want to do like I want to see if I can do like one of those collabs where I do like a big like a big multiplayer game, like crab game or something like that. And it's just all goblins and just watch it all apart. It's just this massive, spectacular shit show that is this stream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. I want to do a lot of stuff with more people, but scheduling it and trying to do a vacation. I'm literally so for context with this vacation, my partner and I have been dating long distance because her and Foxy's and like the rest of the group that I know, they all live in Israel. I don't. So it makes our relationship a little challenging. So what we do until like, because like right now, I won't reveal too much about Pygo's life. I'll let, I'm gonna leave that for her. If she wants to disclose that. But basically, we are in a scenario where we cannot live with each other right now, but we're planning on it in like a year from now. So what we do is until that time comes where we can, finally move in with each other, we're trying to like do like little trips here and there, try to visit each other. So like this is like trip number 2. First trip, we met like someplace in the middle. We ended up going up to Montreal in Canada because she couldn't come to the US for visa reasons, and I could just drive there. So she was the one that needed to fly, right?
The thing with US and visas, they're horrible.
Yeah, it's rough. So we did that. We went there for a week. It was fucking fantastic. And now, 6 months later, it's my turn to go visit her because I have a passport. I can do all the, I have no issues coming to Israel. So I'm going over there to visit her. But I'm spending there for like a week. And then in like 6 months, like for like the third trip, our plan is that hopefully she'll have the proper visas by then, and then she can come visit me. So that's our goal. So right now, this is like trip 2 out of 3, and I am freaking the fuck out because I hate airplanes. I've never flown by myself. So literally, I'm looking forward to the trip itself. The journey getting there, I'm going to be livid. I'm going to be pissed, and I'm not gonna have a good time. But
don't worry. Don't worry. If there's any consolation, airplanes are the most safe automotive vehicle you can use.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't make me like it more though. Like I know I'm gonna be fine. Like I know that. Like I'm like, I know the chances of like something going wrong in the airplane is like very low, especially since I think the weather for my flight is gonna be fine anyway. So like nothing. Yeah. There's literally nothing for me to worry about. At most,
that you'll probably just get a little bit of turbulence. That's like the most that most people experience with planes.
Yeah, like right now, my main concern is just like, man, I really hope they don't fucking lose my luggage or something. That would be shitty.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I just show up
to this foreign country with like no fucking clothes or anything. That would be a rough time.
Showing up in fucking rags.
I'm just like, hey, where's my suitcase? And they're like, oh yeah, it's not here right now. And I'm like, am I getting it back? And they're like, no, not really.
Yeah, that's the thing about flying, where it's like, the planes are safe. Doesn't mean your baggage is.
That's what I'm worried. I overthink everything. So literally, I have already gone through like every single horrible thing that could go wrong in this whole trip is already like crossed my mind. And I'm coming up with plans for stuff so I can like mentally prepare myself and have myself chill the fuck out
in case it happens.
Yeah,
the very off chance.
What if this happens? So like, I'll probably end up just doing this, and then everything will be fine. What if this happens? Well, then I'll do this, and everything will be fine. Like that's my logic. That's been my brain for the last 2 weeks. It's just my brain.
That's amazing. But okay, so then let me ask you the next question.
Yeah, we're an hour in and we're 2 questions in. This is gonna be a long one.
No, we'll be going through them a bit quicker now.
Yeah.
At least I think, because the rest are pretty simple.
We'll speed run some of these if it gets, if it starts getting close to the max time.
But let me ask you, who or what inspired you to become a VTuber? How did you fall down the rabbit hole?
All right,
Because we all did.
My fall.
Some way.
Yeah, everybody does it. Yeah. So my fall was actually very interesting. So like I said before, I originally came from the D&D community. I've been playing D&D since like I think it was like 2017 when I started. So I've been playing for like almost 6 years, and I've been a DM for over 5.
Yeah.
Because I literally started being.
Are
a
you
dungeon
forever
master,
DM?
Like, a year in. Always. Thankfully, I have friends of mine that are also DMs. So like my original group when I first started, I never had that forever DM problem, because everyone that I played with was also a DM. So we just all had our own individual games we all DM'd for. And so I was literally in like 6 different D&D games at one point.
Damn.
Like weekly games. Not all of them made it to the end, obviously. I think most of them kind of crashed and burned after like a month or 2. But that was like any free time I had, I was either like fucking around in video games, or I was doing D&D with my buddies. That was what I would do before VTubing. But COVID hit. Obviously, everybody's fucking bored out of their mind. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm like, okay, I need to do something, or else I'm gonna lose my sanity. So then VTubing popped up in my life. My brother was a big VTuber fan before I was. He got into the HoloLive rabbit hole, I think, and then he started enjoying VShojo and a bunch of them. And so that's how I like kind of got connected. I'm just like, that's how I learned about VTubers. It was kind of through him. And then I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. Don't know if I vibe with it all too much, because like I'm not a HoloLive guy, I'm not gonna, I'm not like the biggest like fan of like the idol-esque say so kind of streamers, not dogging anybody that does. It's just not my taste. So at the time I was like, okay, that's VTubing. All right, I don't want any part of that then. But then I had a clip pop up on YouTube, and I'm gonna be mentioning a name. If you're in the D&D scene and you know this name, I'm sorry, but I discovered a YouTuber / Twitch streamer by the name of Arcadum. Now, background with Arcadum, for anybody that doesn't know, Arcadum was, and I say was because we'll get to this later, was a Twitch streamer who did D&D streams. And he got popular because what he would do is that he would invite a bunch of these really big Twitch streamers to do D&D, like short D&D campaigns with him. And he would literally do like 5 or 6, like 4 or 5 different games a week. And he had like a bunch of big names. Like I think at one point he had like who was it? I know Moist Critical was one of the players at one point. I think he almost got C-Dog VA, like a bunch of big streamers, right? And that's how he got popular. Now there was one campaign that I don't know if it finished or like if it went through, I can't remember. But there was a clip where he was doing the Session 0. For anybody that doesn't know, what Session 0 is basically like you getting together with the players and sort of planning out of like, the test run basically for the campaign to be like, this is the rules, this is what's going to be going down, this is like, let's talk about what everybody's comfortable with, all
trying
that
to figure
good
out
stuff,
pacing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I found a video of this dude doing this Session 0 with a bunch of VTubers, and a lot of them would become VShojo girls. So I think Nianas was part of it. I forget who else was. I think Vebe was in it. And then a couple others. I don't remember exactly who, but I remember seeing this clip, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is not what I thought this was, because they were like, they were classic VShojo, just like lewd, unsafe, so like you just walk around, find out, and making Arcadum's life a living hell, because you could tell he was just like, what did I sign up for? And I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. And I didn't really think anything of it, because I'm like, okay, it's just a random video. Then like a week later, a Niana's video pops up on my feed. I'm like, I know that face.
Of course.
Hold on a minute. And it was like,
Say so?
It was oh god, no, it was the first power wash simulator video she ever did on her channel. And I watched that. I'm just like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And that's what got me started. I'm just like, hold on, I need to know more. we're jumping into this. And then I started watching Nanas. Then I found out about V Shoujo, which literally just started around that point, I think.
Yeah.
Then I started getting hooked on Iron Mouse, Zentrey, all the rest of them, and all that stuff. And then I started learning about the indie scene and stuff like that. And then the one person that solely made me want to actually do VTubing and was like the one that made me realize I'm like, yep, I'm doing this. I don't care anymore. I'm doing this. Was motherfucking Takahata 101. Takahata with his fucking Weird 101 streams, because not only was I a big D&D fan, I was a big DBZ Abridged fan. So I was already a fan of Takahata. So I saw his face, I saw that name, and I'm like, no fucking way. I need to know what's going on. I started watching that, and I'm like, yep, this is my favorite thing on the internet now. This is the best. This is the best thing ever. And like all the people that were on his show, I still like try to catch up with them and stuff like that. But now that I am a VTuber, it's harder to do that.
Yeah.
But I remember watching a couple episodes of Takahata. I'm just like, and I made a promise to myself, I'm doing this and I'm getting on that fucking show. I don't care how long it takes, I'm doing it. I'm getting on the Weary 101. It's been 2 years, hasn't happened yet, but I still got faith. I'm gonna get there. It's gonna happen.
Eventually.
Yes. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but hey, as long as he's still doing his thing, I'm gonna still do my thing.
Yeah. And I mean that's a good goal to have. More it's a different goal from what people would usually have, where it's like, some people have like I have just the goal of being able to do it full time or whatever. And that's like, a lot of people.
I think everybody should like
I mean, yeah.
I don't think everybody should strive to like go as far as they can, but like a lot of people like have accepted like, yes, this is a hobby. I don't need this to be my full-time job. I just do it to be fun.
Yeah.
But like I understand
the goal of collabing with a specific person. It's like, yeah, that's cool.
That's a nice. It's a nice, reasonable goal, especially nowadays, because now like Taka's having a lot more more frequent guests on the Weird 101, because before he would just have like 1 or 2 people on there. Sometimes it would just be one-on-one, but nowadays it's like, all right, serve a Weird 101 time, who wants in? And then it gets like 15 people like cycling in and out, and it's just like, holy shit, this is like a whole system now.
Yeah.
So now I'm like even more positive, because like, damn, my chances have gotten a little better now. Obviously, I gotta, start making better content and, like getting my name out there so he can like, so like if I go to reply on one of those, tweets where he's just like, yo, who wants in this week? My goal is that like, yeah, if he pops up on me and he's just like, who's this guy? And he takes a look at my Twitter feed, sees all the stuff I'm doing, and be like, yep, that one. Then fast forward, then boom, I'm on the show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm shooting for. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. There's a chance that it might not, and if it doesn't, oh well, it happens. Like, it's a goal. If it doesn't happen, it's not gonna make or break VTubing. I still love doing this, but it's something to like strive for, because I'm the type of guy where I have to be doing something at all times. Like I joke that like my mom's a perfectionist and my dad's a workaholic, and that creates a nightmare of a child. And that creates me, so I'm always striving for something, and it
better be perfect.
Down. Like, I have to be busy, and whatever I'm doing has to be great. It has to be like wild. It has to be like noteworthy, and it can bog down. It can bog me down sometimes, but it always keeps me motivated. It always keeps me like wanting to do this. It keeps making me want to get better and better at the stuff I'm doing. And I have improved. Like, I am, like, compared to how I was when I first started 2 years ago, oh yeah, it's like night and day. Like, if somebody put me in a room with me 2 years ago and was just like, here, be entertaining, I'd stomp the fuck out of me from 2 years ago. I'd kick his ass, dude. Holy shit. I watched, like, a year ago, I watched, like, for my 1 year anniversary, I watched like my debut stream, and even then I was just like, holy fuck, I was so bad. This is who the fuck watched this? What the fuck?
I have not gone close to my debut stream from like nearly 3 years ago, and I really don't want to. I dread the day. Maybe on my 5-year anniversary I'll go back and watch the first debut.
It's wild. You will realize like from my personal experience, if you go back and watch your old stuff, from like years ago, like when you first
it's
started, you
horrible.
will always be able to find all the little things.
Yeah.
Even though they don't fucking matter, but you're always gonna find the little nitpicks of like, why did I fucking do that? Why did I do that? And then, like, there were so many moments for me where I'm just like, say something, talk, dumbass, what are you doing? Like,
Like, bro, I'm gonna click off.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh, this is such a struggle. And
Yeah.
like, I didn't even make it to the full stream because it was like, I did the classic debut thing where I did like the slideshow and all that, but I
Same.
only did it for like 20 minutes, and then I played like Darkest Dungeon, which I'm ass at. I don't know why that was such a good idea. It was literally just like, ah, yes, this game kind of fits my aesthetic, and you know what? I've been wanting to play this, even though every time I've tried to, I hated it. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong.
Everything can and will go wrong.
I watched a 20-minute debut-esque thing I did, and then I clicked off. I'm like, yep, okay, nothing else happens here. Nothing of note here. Well, we're just gonna move on now.
Yep. Okay, so then, who would you say, who or what inspires you now as a VTuber and content creator?
I would say right now the people that I look up to the most are let's see. I think number one probably Zentreya. I think out of all the VShojo girls and all the people that have been affiliated with VShojo, she's the one person I try to still like keep up on because like she was the one where like I didn't start with her, but I saw like what she was doing and I'm just like, this is so fucking cool and revolutionary what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like that was like a motivation in and of itself. I'm like just like all the, especially recently with like some of the tech that she's been working with, like the 3D streams, like I'll go ahead and reveal I have a model commissioned and it's gonna be 3D because I want to see if I can even somewhat replicate any of that. Like I did 2D for a while, I did 2D for 2 years and it was fun, but I want to branch out of my comfort zone. I want to see if I can get into, you know, more like hand tracking stuff, maybe do VR related stuff. Because I have a VR headset. I just never fucking use it because I'm lazy. So,
I have a friend who's like that. He bought a what was it, a Quest 2, and he played it for like 3 weeks straight. And then after that, it's too much of a hassle to set it up. Because like he has to move the one desk completely out of the way. He's got to recalibrate the base stations every single time or whatever. He's got to move the bed out of the way so that he has enough space and doesn't bump into shit. He's got to be careful to not swing too high and knock out the light that's on the roof.
Yeah. That's me right now because I literally just did this weird setup around my desk now where I kind of built my own little like sound box, you know, kind of like it basically like one of those like recording booths for like voice acting, but like around my entire desk. I basically did that with like these I like soundproofed my walls because like my desk is in like the corner of my room. And then like the other two spaces that are like out in the open, I built this like PVC box and I have like these like weighted blankets that are acting as like sound curtains. Yeah. And it works good if I'm like trying to record something for like later on in the future.
I mean, VTuber Talk
VR right now.
When I had VTuber Talk on, he said he basically like, you know, when he does the show, he's in a fucking pillow fort essentially.
Yeah. It's like whatever it takes to like, you know, reduce the echo in your room.
Yeah, and have better sound.
If I were to do like a full-on VR stream right now, I literally have to take the whole box down. Oof. And it's like, I have to like take down the hangers and then take apart all the PVC pipe, which I literally hammered together to keep it, you know, fastened, and then I might have enough space to like be able to kind of walk around a bit. Because if I did VR with just the box, I'd be tripping over that thing like a fucking like crazy.
Definitely.
And it's like I ain't got like Fillion money. I can't afford to replace my VR headset like Fillion fucking does every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks,
Yeah, I can't fucking do that. No thanks. I'm good.
Nah. Or having to buy like 8 new base stations because you've broken them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I can't fucking do that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future. Maybe if I get a little more money coming in there. Maybe I might get a little ballsy with it, but
you got to do some more flashbangs first.
Absolutely.
You got to get Cooksy on your side.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Tooksy, if you listen to this, I don't wear pants.
I
Just
highly doubt
saying.
Cooksy's listening to this.
Hey, you never know. This is gonna be fun. We'll see. Never say never.
Fair enough. You know what? Yeah. Hey, Cooksy, if you are listening to this, hit me up in my DMs. Come on.
Yeah. Make me famous, fucker. That's a joke.
That's a joke. Steal my content and go with it, please.
Yeah, no, seriously, don't.
No, it's not stealing.
stealing.
It's not stealing. Clippers are like the fucking cornerstone of the entire
Clippers are
VTubing
great.
community. Without
Clippers are
them,
great, except
yeah.
for that one weirdo that tried to like pretend he was Cooksy at a
Oh,
convention.
dude, that guy, he's not a Clipper.
That
He's
was
a
fucking-
fake.
He's
no.
not, but he was pretending to be a famous Clipper. You know,
Yeah,
you know,
no, that's scummy.
he tried it.
Failed horribly.
Yup. That was I felt bad for the people that got fooled by the guy, but like in hindsight, I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. That's this fucking weirdo just like came to a con with just a shirt that had Cooksy's fucking logo on it. It's just like, yeah, it's me, and no one even bothered to
Yeah.
ask oh, like I don't think Cooksy ever shown the face before.
Yeah, no. And it's like, I don't know, just the way he was handling it, I don't know, it was just so cringe, though.
It was cringe, but like there's worse things that have happened at a con, especially involving
true.
VTubers. Like, yeah.
Especially that con. There were worse things that happened.
That con was
That con was,
a bit of a fucking mess.
Yeah, that one. Oh, we didn't talk about that one.
Yeah,
That con
guys, like I say, it could have been worse.
could have
It
been.
could have
yeah.
been worse.
But okay, so then let me ask you the next question. That is, what about VTubing fascinates or interests you the most?
For me, it was always and let's go back to what I was saying kind of earlier. It was always like the character aspect. It's like, yeah, I understand like the appeal of like, it's like, oh yeah, like I could live stream, but I don't have to show my face. Like, yeah, that definitely helped. But for me, it was like, okay, this is like a whole like facet of content creation that not a lot of people like really touch on.
Yeah,
And I think there's so much like that you can do with it. There's so much potential. Like, and it's another reason why I love Zentreya so much is that Zentreya has used the VTubing aspect to really emphasize on like really stand out amongst other content creators in general. Like, no one does the shit that she's doing.
yeah,
Like, she literally has a setup where she will like have the full body tracking, kick the like jump in the air and kick like the camera, and it will actually go flying off into the distance. Like, she actually just kicked a live camera.
Yeah.
Nobody else fucking does that. That's awesome.
yeah,
And it's stuff like that that just fascinates me. Even when like 2 years ago, when like a lot of VTubers tech was still like coming out, like I still remember when people were just like, people lost their fucking minds when VTube Studio released fucking multiplayer. You could do like 4-player co-op on VTube Studio. People like, you can do that? That's amazing. I'm gonna buy that DLC right fucking now.
yeah. That wasn't even that
There's
long
a lot
ago.
you can do with that. Because before you had to do like OBS Ninja, and it's like goodbye CPU. And when you did that, you know,
Yeah,
it's like if it was one person, it'd be fine. But at that point, it's like if you get like 5 or 6 people, it's like, okay, does your computer cost $5,000? Because if it doesn't,
Good luck.
you're gonna cook some fucking eggs on that fucking thing, you know?
yeah,
But yeah, there's just so much you can do with VTubing, and it's like, yeah, there's some things you can't do like compared to IRL streaming. Like, yeah, if I'm a VTuber, I'm not gonna be doing any IRL streams where I'm like walking around in like a big city or something like that. But there's still like a lot of like, there's just so much potential, I think,
Yeah.
with VTubing, especially, you know, like with me, I'm a character. If I'm just like a dude pretending to be a goblin, I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot unless I'm like a genius at cosplaying or something like that. And even then, it's like, okay, well, now I gotta put together this cosplay and then put fucking makeup on my face every single time I stream.
yeah.
Or I could turn on my computer, turn on this fancy little software, and do the exact same thing.
Except
And then I
save
can
all of the
have like
effort.
all these different. I can have all these different little softwares. Like I can have people throw like rubber ducks in my face and shit. Like there's all this crazy shit you can do.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy
VTuber
shit
just
you can
gives
do.
you that. It gives you. It has that potential to let you branch out from standard content creation, and I find that facet of VTubing fascinating. That's why I like it so much.
Okay. And then, you know, we've talked about the rebrand. Let's say
Yeah.
let's say you had to do it again. What would you rebrand into and why?
Let's see. Well, I'm gonna be honest.
You can't rebrand back to. I always put on some limitations. You can't rebrand back to Loco, and you're not allowed to be a goblin.
Yeah, and also like he technically still kind of exists. It's not like I like retired him. He's still. It's a side thing. He just does his own little thing over there.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had to like rebrand, like if I ended up like rebranding right now, I'd probably just be like, you know what, fuck it, this isn't working. I'm being a YouTuber, fuck it. Like, I'm just like fat ass, massive titties. I'm just going full on with it. I don't know what I'd be like. You know what? I'm probably gonna be like a furry, maybe or something. It's like behind the scenes, like I don't know if I call myself a furry, but I do like. I think I could be classified as one technically. Like, I don't know in a fursuit or nothing, but like, I don't know, if somebody like would like put me through a questionnaire, it'd probably be like, yeah, you're a furry. And I'm like, all right, fair enough, bet. Like, but yeah, I'd probably just be like one of those thick furries and try to get all that furry tycoon money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the furry money.
Try to milk that shit. Be like, hey guys, I don't think Chutzpah's not going well. I'm not gonna be streaming on Twitch anymore. I'm gonna be streaming on Blue Twitch from now on. Come on over.
On Blue Twitch. Yeah.
Come on over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but if it got to that point where like, because I'm like, okay, if the Chutzpah thing doesn't work out, then something's wrong, you know? It's like, all right, I'm like, okay, next avenue. What am I?
It's like, people ain't coming to me for my personality, so they'll definitely be coming to me for my body.
Yeah.
Time to find a street corner.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had to like legitimately think of something and it couldn't like be that, and I had to be like a Twitch thing, I would say it'd probably still be something D&D related, but I'd probably come up with like a new character idea.
Okay.
So like I come up with D&D characters all the time, and I'd be like, okay, Judgment didn't work out. What's the next thing? Well, right now I still like the idea of like playing a character on stream. Yeah. So what's the next character gonna be? And that's probably what it'd be. I would honestly, if I had to do one right now, it'd probably be one of the other ideas that I had for a character, which was I hadn't named this character, but it's basically like a male Medusa, so like a lizard dude kind of thing, like maybe something like that. That could be cool, you know. It's like a dude with like the like, imagine like the slicked back like butler-esque hair, but it's all snakes. Like in something along like that. I think probably that was like one of the ideas I came up with like ages ago. And if I had to pick something right now, it'd be like, okay, that's like the next best one I could think of off the top of my head. So probably something like that.
Okay. And then why did you start?
Gorgon name, buddy. That's a good fucking idea, Simon.
Gorgon named Gordon.
Gordon the Gorgon. That's got a ring to it. Write that fucking down.
And if you when you petrify people, you make a flash. That way you become Flash Gordon.
Thanks, I hate it. Oh boy.
You'd think I might be a dad, huh?
You definitely got the jokes for it.
You'd be right, I'm a VTuber father. I've got so many children.
Yay!
I've banged so many moms.
Hey, you're technically your own dad if you think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Technically. I am, the baby is me. But I am also my own father.
I myself. I am God.
Indeed. But, okay. The next question goes a bit further back. Why did you start making content? Because you, did you mention that you started streaming before being a VTuber? Or was it just VTubing?
I mean, I think I tried it like once or twice when I was a bit younger, but it never went anywhere. I wouldn't say I like became a streamer. It was just like I would just be chilling with my friends and be like, you know what? I have Streamlabs downloaded. I'm a live stream this, and then I do it, and then yeah. Oh yeah, I don't use that shit anymore. Fuck that. No.
Nobody should use it.
OBS Studio for life. Yeah, fuck Streamlabs.
Yeah.
I still remember what they fucking did, those scumbags. I don't forget.
Nah, never forget.
Yeah, but yeah, no. OBS, plus OBS Studio mixed in with Stream Elements. Oh my god, it's so much nicer. Just do that.
I mean, hey,
Such a good
I'm using Stream Elements right now. Like I'm not using OBS Studio. I'm using se.live.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did like 1 or 2 streams like back then. It didn't really go anywhere. Like I didn't do anything. Like it would just be streaming my gameplay, and I'd have my mic on. It would just be chilling with my friends. Like it never went anywhere. I did like 1 stream like every couple months or so, just because I was feeling daring that day, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I started with the VTubing stuff about 2 years ago, and I did it. Long story short, I was bored as fuck. Long story is I'm a housekeeper IRL. I'm basically a janitor, but I do laundry sometimes too.
Yeah.
At a company. Well, I'm not gonna disclose it because it's a very unique location that will absolutely dox the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
So
don't do that.
y'all ain't gonna know that much. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
don't
you need
do
to
that.
know is I clean toilets and I do laundry. That's what you need to know, right? And the place I work at, I've been working at this place for like ages, since like 2016. So I've been at this location for a very long time. And I didn't start the housekeeping thing until after COVID, because the position I was working at before, once COVID hit, they were like, hey, we can't do stuff because we can't operate at full capacity, so you can't do your jobs anymore right now.
Yeah.
So either you can like just be on leave until we can bring you back, or you can pick another position in the company and do that. And I'm like, well, fuck. And then eventually I think like a housekeeping position to open up for like the night shift. I did that for a while. Then they brought me onto the day shift when they were just like, hey, you're actually good with this, and we need more help in the day shift anyway. So you want to come on aboard?
And be well.
And at the time, I was only working part-time because when I first started working there, I was going to college as well.
Yeah.
Now, I ended up dropping out like 2 years later because I was originally doing music, and I realized like halfway through, I'm like, oh, the music industry is a fucking garbage. I don't want any part of this. Nope, goodbye. And then
Not to mention, you don't really need a music degree. You really don't.
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah.
If you're trying to go like
like
classical and like join an orchestra or something, yeah. You probably will.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
like,
not.
It's either like join an orchestra, which is like, no, thank you. I don't think I can. Like, I'm not a big classical guy. I'm a metalhead. Like that's what I would.
Oh
be going
yeah,
towards.
let's go.
But it'd be either like that, I'd be like a producer, or I'd be a teacher. And those 2 things wouldn't work because I hated my high school choir teacher because he was just a fucking asshole. And I'm just like, and I would ask the people like, yeah, apparently he was nicer when he was a lot younger. I'm just like, if that's what I'm gonna turn into, I'd rather die. No, thank you. And then I couldn't do the producer thing because when I took an audio class, which is, learning how to do mixing and stuff like that, I got a D- in that class. It was the one class that I almost bombed. And I'm like, okay, that avenue's not for me.
Oof.
Noted. And so then I kind of realized, I'm like, all right, it's either I do something else or be a starving artist. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to
Be a starving artist.
I don't want to put all my chips on black just yet. So yeah, ended up leaving that. And so yeah, I was working part-time because like when I started working there, I was doing college as well. And they're like, hey, we could bring you on like full-time if you want, and give you like full-time benefits and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty tempting. Let's do that. And so yeah, I started doing that, but I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. I literally clean fecal matter off of toilets for other human beings to use. It's I wouldn't like. It's an easy job, for what I'm getting paid. It's not too bad.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
If you ask some of my coworkers that, they'll find like a million different reasons to why their job is the hardest fucking thing on the planet, and I would always answer with, "It ain't that deep, son.
It ain't that deep.
It ain't that fucking deep. Like you go in, clean shit, get out. That's literally, you clean shit.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, this is not hard. Anybody can fucking do this with the right training. So yeah, it works. Like, it works out for me right now. It helps me, you know, to pay the bills that I got. But I don't want to be doing it forever. So I'm like, all right, I need to do something that's going to keep me sane. And I've always kind of wanted to be a content creator because, like, ever since I was a kid, I've always been addicted to YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So the idea of becoming a YouTuber was always prevalent in my mind. But then VTubing came up. I'm like, damn, that looks like a lot of fun. And you know what? I just got this welfare check from being stuck at home because I can't work and the government is nice to me. You know, I think I could afford this. And then fast forward later, I've spent like almost all of my money.
Yeah.
Like, not on, like, if it's not on bills and food, it's on VTubing. Like, that's just how it's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm a little ashamed at how much, like, I've done the math and I'm like, God, I spent way too much on this shit. I've gotten back, this might not have been worth it, but damn, has the journey been fun.
I feel like I've still spent more on Fortnite than I have on VTubing. Back in the
I'm
day.
terrified to ask how much you've spent on Fortnite.
Don't ask. I'm not gonna answer because I don't have a proper answer.
I understand.
So, yeah. But I spent less than other people because I bought the what do you call it? I bought the other game mode, the original Fortnite.
I see.
And they gave
OG.
they give a lot of V-Bucks.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore. If you go play it now, you're not gonna get any V-Bucks. But since I'm still an OG founder from like 2017, I will still get them. I just don't play it anymore.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like still trying to find that one niche I have, because like the idea of like taking one game and being like, yes, I'm gonna do this game and nothing else, like that is like, how the fuck do people do that? I've seen so many people do that. I'm just like, y'all are a lot more like, y'all got a lot more grit than I do, if that's the case. Like, there's some people where I'm just, how the fuck are you able to play like 10 hours of League a day and not want to kill yourself? What the fuck?
Oh, that's horrible.
I
would never subject myself
like,
to
I gotta
that.
have a little. That's the reason why I wanted to like re-debut, because I'm like, do I want to be known as the D&D VTuber? Like, that sounded interesting at the time, but I'm like, damn, do I really want to just do this and nothing else but this? And then the answer, the long story short, fuck that. No, not really. I love D&D. I don't want to ruin that. So
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what my niche is going to be. I don't even know if it's going to be gaming at this point. I don't know. It could be anything. Like, there's a lot of things I'm into. It could be
There's
D&D.
a lot of-
It could be
there's a lot of
other
options.
games that I play.
Yeah.
I've even thought about like there's like this popular clip from the Trash Taste podcast from ages ago. If anybody knows, is a fan of the Trash Taste podcast.
Yeah.
But like, I think Connor on that podcast mentioned, like, they were talking about VTubers. I think it was on the VTuber episode. They were talking about that a lot. And somebody brought up the idea. It's like, it would be fucking crazy if there was like a VTuber that talked about like, it's like, here's all the information you need to know about the global conflict in Benghazi. And I'm just like, you know what? I could do that. Because I'm a history buff. So I'm like, yeah, I would absolutely be like, I would love to like do content on like YouTube shorts and TikToks and be like, here's what you need. Here's like, have you ever heard of this battle, or have you ever heard of this person from history? Let me tell you about it. Just do like a little summary of like this like person in history. Because like,
you know of the
history is so
Emu
fucking
Wars.
crazy. Yeah, it's like, have you heard of this person? Like all these other individuals. Like, are you familiar with the battle of the attack of the dead men? You know, from the First World War.
Someone's
shit like that.
someone's a Sabaton listener.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm approving.
Yeah.
I listened to some Sabaton earlier. Actually, speaking of
yeah.
metal bands, what's your current favorite? I'm saying current favorite because I know they change.
Oh yeah, all the time. I am really obsessed with Kim Dracula right now. That's like my big itch right now. Kim is they're relatively new artists. I think they've only been around for like a year or so. they're fucking like Kim and like the rest of his band they're just fucking insane. I think they're from New Zealand. But yeah, they're kind of like, the way I would describe it, it's like I feel like Kim is gonna be like the next Marilyn Manson in a really good way.
Okay.
Yeah. And like they've only been on the scene for like a year or so, and they already have like over 1 million like monthly listens on Spotify, which for metal is fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah, highly recommend you check them out. And they're kind of like, they go into that like shock rock kind of style of metal. But they're also very prog in their style. So like they're like the super heavy breakdowns, and then all of a sudden it's like smooth jazz out of nowhere. It's just like, what am I listening to? Yeah, Kim Dracula is my shit right now, but it changes on a weekly basis.
They change genres like fucking Tool changes time signatures.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, if I had to recommend any songs to get started into them, I think my 3 favorites from them right now are Make Me Famous, Land of the Sun, and Killdozer.
Hi.
Which, just off of those 3 names, it's like, okay, you kind of get an idea of like what their music's about, you know?
Yeah.
Familiar with that shit.
Yeah. And you know, if I were to give you some recommendations, I would recommend a band called Dr. Smoke. Specifically, their album called The Dreamers and the Dead, because that is an absolute banger of an album. All of the songs are amazing, like every single one of them. But my favorites are Reborn into Darkness, Been Here Forever, and mainly those 2. But all of them are great. It's those, and Out of Time, also good. These Horrid Things, amazing. They're all good. I highly recommend. I'll send you a link to the album on Spotify. I'm sharing that shit right now because honestly, they're such an amazing band, so underrated. They've only got about 16,000 monthly listeners, which ain't bad, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, I'll go check them out. What kind of metal do they specialize in?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure of the genre, to be honest.
I'm already intrigued.
I'd say, well, let me see what they say. Fueled by classic heavy metal and dark heavy rock.
I'll link you Kim Dracula's stuff.
Hell yeah.
While we're at it.
I'm trying to see what they say is their genre, because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of on the prog side. It's got a little bit of stoner in it, but very little. And yeah, no, it's just super great. And the guitar work. Oh, the guitars are amazing.
All right.
Trust me, if you just listen to the intro of Reborn into Darkness, it's so good. It's so good.
I'll put that in my queue. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But okay. The next question that I have for you is, what is your biggest weakness in VTubing? So this is something that you're currently struggling with and that you need to try and overcome. Something that's holding you back, maybe.
I'd say doing the things I don't want to do. So the one thing that I've been wanting to do for ages, something I've been telling myself that I need to do, is I need to teach myself how to edit and like edit videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that's like if you can edit your own videos, like success is almost guaranteed, because being able to expand on other platforms is extremely important in the shit that we do.
Definitely.
I am technologically illiterate. I am like, when it comes to like the way I would describe myself, I am high wisdom, low intelligence. So yeah, anything that involves technology, I am horrible with. I have an editing software. I have one like purchased. It's on my computer, and I could just easily plug a video in there and get to work. The problem is I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
No idea where to start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I'm like I know I know what to do. I know what I need to do to like learn and like teach myself how to do it. I know like the method I need to do it. I'm just like holding myself back. Like what I need to do is I need to just go on YouTube, look up the software that I'm using, and just look up like editing basics and like how to get started, and then just go from there. And then if I like run into a thing, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. YouTube. Help me out, and then do that.
YouTube.
But that, you know, like learning anything, if you want to get good at something, you have to spend a lot of fucking time on it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Right now, ain't got a lot of time to spend right now. Especially since I'm, you know, right now I'm trying to plan for a trip where I'm going to another country for a week and a half, which is stressing
Going to
me the
another
fuck
continent.
out. Yeah, full on, like literally almost halfway across the fucking planet. I'm just looking forward to it. I keep having to remind my Pygo my girlfriend. It's just like, hey, when I say that I'm dreading this trip, I mean the flight. I don't mean hanging out with you. Don't take that the wrong way, please. I'm not like, it's like, oh god, I gotta go visit my girlfriend and hang out with her, not worry about my troubles in life. Like that's never the case. I'm just like, nah, I just fucking hate planes and airports with a fucking passion. Like, that's what, like, I've told him, like, once I get there, I'm good. We're Gucci. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's the lead up to get there, and then the flight
and
back
the flight
is
back
also gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Because it's like a long flight, and I did the math and stuff. Like, I'm literally leaving at like really early in the morning, so I have to be up at like 5 a.m. and then I'm not getting there until like 9 a.m. the next day.
I hate early mornings.
That's 9 a.m. in her time zone. So I'm technically getting there at 2 in the morning. Oof. But my brain's not going to think that because I've been in an airplane for like 14 to 16 hours, you know, and I have like a 4-hour layaway in between flights. That's another thing. I have to get onto one plane, fly to one airport, get off that plane, get onto another plane, and then go on another long-ass flight to get there.
You're going to be on 4 planes total.
4 planes in total, 2 to get there, 2 to get back. And in my head, I'm like, this is so complicated, and the fact that I'm going alone, that's where my concern comes from. It's just like the fact that I can't have somebody to like be like, we're okay, right? Like, this is fine. Like, we're good. Like, this is what we need to do. This is where I need to go. This is what I need to be doing. Like, I don't have anything. I got my guts. I got my intuition, and maybe airport security if they're feeling nice that day. That's it. That's all I got. So that's the thing I'm not looking forward to. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
and then
there's a lot of things that I don't want to do, but things that I need to do in order to make my life better. So I would say that would be like the main aspect that I lack. It's just like, I know I need to do this, but I really don't want to do this. You know, it's kind of just like it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's like,
you just need to do it
and try to reduce it, but I'm just like, nah, it's just a fucking do it. Just get it out of the way, deal with the pain, suck it up, and fucking do it.
Just instantly start with editing a 15-minute video essay. Full subtitles throughout the whole thing.
Oh god, no! Don't even. don't put that image in my head. I will cry.
The amount of adjustment layers.
Oh no!
It took me.
I know it's like. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say it took me an hour the other day to edit a 26-second short from one of my previous episodes.
Yeah. It's like, I know, like, if I just start editing my content down and, like, start posting it on other platforms and, like, I know I'm going to do well. Because I'm like, hey, I can look back at the stuff that I'm making. I'm just, like, the streams that I'm doing. I'm like, okay, this is watchable. I enjoy this. I can listen back to one of my VODs and I will enjoy it, which not a lot of people can say. So I'm like, hey, I'm confident in myself and knowing, like, hey, I can do well. I can be successful. I just need to put myself out there. That involves, you know, biting the bullet and, you know, edit a video. As terrifying as that is to my dummy brain.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, just go for it.
You gotta swallow it up and just
I'm like, who cares if it's bad? Like, it's content. Like, if it's bad, then just make another one that's better. Like, but I keep like having all these excuses that I come up with in my head, and it bogs me down, and I just get sad. And then all of a sudden, like, I've been binging YouTube for 4 hours, and all of a sudden my evening is gone. I'm like, fuck, I need to go to bed and go to work, and then repeat the cycle all over again.
Yeah.
And, you know, That's kind of just been my days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the one thing I need to do.
Okay. So then to follow up on that, what is a hurdle that you've overcome? What's the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome since you've started? So, you know, same vein, but it's no longer an issue at all.
Oh man. That's a very good question, actually. What would it be? I would say, ironically, putting myself out there and getting to know other people. I'd say when I first started, collabs were something that was like very new to me. I was lucky enough that the first person I ever collabed with messaged me, and they kind of helped me out a little bit. Is my good friend Small Sabella, who actually was one of my VTuber siblings at the time. So he was also made by Foxy's, my original model mama. Yeah, so that's how we met. I think Foxy's retweeted like one of my things, and Seb saw it. Was like, "Your design is cool. You want to hang out? You want to do something? Let's do a stream." And I'm like, "Okay."
When I find my guests, your design is cool. I want to get you on my show.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and like after that, like, I started, making more friends and stuff like that. I started kind of putting myself out there. And at the time, I was, I was a Draculish, so I was a Skeletober. Yeah. And people like to say, like, oh, there's so many Goblin VTubers, and they're also wholesome. Well, at the time, there was also a whole community of Skeletubers, skeleton-based VTubers. And so a lot of my friends I got from them. Literally, like, one of my best friends in VTubing right now, Scully Sinful, one of my bros. Yeah. Skeleton VTuber, technically, although he's not really a skeleton, he's just a dude with a skull face. But yeah, potato, we don't care.
I mean, he's got exposed bones, so we'll take it. Yeah.
Now he's a werewolf. So me and him have both gone through that like rebranding process. Now we're not really in that scene anymore, but like in our hearts, we are still a part of that community.
You both went from skeletons to classic fantasy.
Basically, hey, we know what we like. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so literally, like, he's one of my best friends. By the way, if you have you had him on this show? You should absolutely reach out to him.
I've already reached out to him.
Has he not gotten back to you?
No. We've discussed. Did we set a date? I'm not sure if we set a date. Actually, no. His PC is broken. Last time we spoke.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So he wasn't able to. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, because he had that whole issue. Yeah, I was actually helping him out with that, because he was super depressed about that. I felt so bad for him. I'm just like, listen, bro, if there's anything I can do to help you out with this, because it was literally like they had like a massive like power shortage in his house, and it fried his motherboard. Yeah, whole thing basically useless. And now I think.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. Our power gets cut.
I think at this point, I think if it's not done by now, it's gonna be done like within the week. Last I talked to him, because I literally talk with the guy on like a weekly basis. Yeah, because he's like one of my players in one of my D&D games on the Laco channel. So we literally hang out like every week.
If you could do me a big favor, once his PC is set up, tell him to message me.
Yeah.
I will forget, and I've still got like one slot. I think I've got like one slot left.
I'll literally just be like, Scully, Zarastro wants to interview you. Get in the DMs. Go, do it right now, pussy. Come on.
He's already in my DMs. So I mean, like, yeah. Let me actually just quickly check my calendar. I think I literally have like one slot open until I finish this season of FNV, because I will be ending it at after, what do you call it? I'll be ending it on episode 100. So yeah, next week booked. Week after that booked. Week after that booked. Week after that booked. Then we're already at episode, this is 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Then we're going on to October. In October, 98 is not booked. 99 is booked, and I'm working on getting someone big for 100. So 98 is the only one that's open.
Hell yeah.
So
put a message in, because I think he should either have it back by now, or he's getting it back very soon.
Yeah. So tell Scully if he wants to get on episode 98, fucking As soon as our PC is ready,
you'll
you
love-
should hit me up.
You'll love to have him on here. He's legitimately one of the nicest people I know. He's so cool.
Yeah, no,
He's
I know.
great.
I've lurked in a couple of his streams before. I had another Skeletober friend as well, who met Scully through, you know, the Skeletober community. So yeah.
Yeah. Which one do you mind me asking?
He's not a skeleton anymore. He's now a monster hunter, but it's Tibbs. What's his?
Okay, I think that
I'll
name.
find him. Tibbs VT.
I think I recall that. Yeah, that
This-
sounds familiar.
This guy. He's a lovely lad, and yeah,
Ah,
it's him.
okay.
He's on
Yeah,
a
I've seen
hiatus
this
right now.
before,
You've
yeah.
seen him.
Yeah, I don't think I've interacted with this guy before, but yeah, I've definitely seen that face once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He used
There's so
to
much.
used to be a skeleton and have a different model. I'll quickly try and find that, then you can see, because you've
Yeah,
probably
because
seen
if it
that
was
one
if they were
before.
a skeleton like a year or two ago, I might recognize that.
Yeah,
Because we
I
literally,
mean,
like
he's been
'cause we
on
literally had, like, a
indefinite
Discord,
hiatus. Yeah,
yeah.
he's been on an indefinite hiatus since like April-ish. But since before then, okay, there's his model reveal. So before then, I'll probably be able to find it. I'm just scrolling through his Twitter right now.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Where is he?
Where is it?
Yeah, dude, I'm scrolling so fast that my shit ain't even loading properly. But I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard to find it real quick. So that doesn't keep us up for too long. Okay, it seems like he's had that design for a hot minute. I'm really not finding his old model.
Yeah, it's all right. Point being, lots of Skeletubers out there. A lot of them are pretty cool.
Yeah. No, definitely. So yeah, no, I found him through that. I found Scully through Tibbs. Because he was like, hey,
Hell yeah.
I found another skeleton. And then we checked them out and
Yeah.
we're like, you know, we like this stuff, so we stuck around for a bit. And yeah. But yeah, so once again, just do me a solid.
Yeah.
Once
I'm
his-
literally gonna be hanging out with them tomorrow, I think. So yeah, I'll just let them know. I'll be like, hey, there's a person with an interview slot with your name on it. You should probably lock that down real quick before you lose it. You literally get one
Real
chance at
quick.
this, buddy.
Real quick, I only got one slot left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
quite
I think it should
literally.
be like, because then it's like what, like a month from now? He said that would be, or like a month or two. October, right?
Yeah, it would be October 6th.
Yeah, so he'll
when
definitely
it
be
would
up and
be.
running by then. So yeah, he should have no
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
And if he comes up with an excuse, I'll bully him. You two should absolutely hang out because you two are great. You two would absolutely get along. It'd be a good time.
playing Fixer Upper right now. Matchmaker for
Yeah.
collab partners.
That's what I want to do. I want to, because like now, like it's like we were talking about before. It's like I was like at the start of VTubing, I was very bad at like reaching out to people. I would just be like, yeah, we know each other. I want to do stuff with you.
Yeah.
And that would be it. That would be the end of the conversation. You know, it would just be like, all right, another week would go on, and be like, man, I wish I scheduled a collab for this week. And then, but now it's like my goal is like I want to do a collab, at least like one collab a week
Yeah.
when I come back from vacation. You know.
Yeah. There we go. I found him.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, I have seen that. Face
Yeah, I've seen
before.
that
I have
one.
seen that
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
What face?
the lack of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen that lack of a face in that bot.
Yeah.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. And you've seen the bot on the right as well. You're looking at it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's one of a collab we did over a year ago. Funnily
Hell
enough,
yeah.
right, in that collab we did, his PC fucking died. His PC absolutely just completely died. His CPU died, his motherboard died, his RAM died, everything just fried in the middle of the stream.
Jesus.
Yeah, his PC did not want us playing Sanctum 2. But okay. We've got a couple more questions left, and then we're gonna go into Q&A, which, by the way, I haven't done any plugs yet, and it's already been 2 hours. Damn! That's the longest I've gone without plugging. So, hey, this episode of FNV is brought to you by me. Go check out my shit, please. It's cool. Go check out fnv.crd.co for anything to do with the show. You can find all of the links to the audio-only platforms because the show is currently available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Anchor FM. You can also find a what do you call it? An application form if you wish to apply to be a guest for the next season of FNV. Granted, you have to be a VTuber and you have to have at least some activity. I feel like I need to add that because I've had some requests where it's like somebody came in, they're not a VTuber, no experience with streaming or anything, and I'm like, how do you want me to get you on the show? So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you get those folks where it's just like, oh, let's go do stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Do you do
stuff?
Like,
and I mean, specifically, it's like you want to come on the show, but you're not a VTuber and you don't stream. What?
I literally had it one time because like I'm a big wrestling fan, pro wrestling, big wrestling fan. And I remember one day I got the weirdest fucking, like, it wasn't even DM, it was like a public at. It was like some random person added me and like 2 other VTubers who were also wrestling fans. It was like, hey, you guys like wrestling, I like wrestling, let's start a podcast. And I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? And so, like, I clicked on their account. They had 15 followers. They didn't have anything, like any links or anything. And I'm just like, what? Like,
yeah, man, that sounds like a missed opportunity. That sounds like a missed opportunity.
Like, yes, like it was like I think it was like me, like 2 other VTubers, and it was like Tiffany Witcher of all things got wrapped into that mess too. And we all just looked at each other. Yeah, popular VTuber. She does a lot of charity streams and is also like a big pro wrestling fan. Yeah, she's mostly known for her charity stuff though. She's fantastic VTuber, lovely person. I don't know them personally, which makes the story even funnier because it was like me, her, and then I think the other person was it was like a VTuber by the name of Giraffe. I think they were like a giraffe VTuber. And the 3 of us were like all just
equally
VTubers
confused.
That happened to be D&D fans. Yeah, and all 3 of us was just like I think we like all realized like we didn't like message each other or anything. It's like we didn't know each other at all. We had never interacted with each other at any point. But this random person just publicly messaged us. It's like, hey, y'all want to do a podcast together? And I think it'd be great. And we all had to like one by one kind of just put this person down. But like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I was
what you should have done was get in contact with each other and then start the podcast. Just you 3.
Yeah, I think I was the one that was nice. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna like just straight up say no, but maybe sometime in the future, you know, as time goes on, if you start making your own content. But then the other dude was just like,
hell no.
I appreciate it, but no thank you. Like none of us were like a dick about it, but all 3 of us kind of just like, it was like that moment where we all just looked at each other like, is this guy like serious? Is he for real? What the fuck?
Damn.
And there was like a one. Yeah, some people will just do that, be like, let's do a thing, and I'm like, with all due respect, can you do something first? Like I'm fine with hanging out with people that aren't content creators, but like that'd be weird if I'm just like, yes, let me start this podcast with this random stranger on the internet with only 15 followers. Not that 15 followers is bad, but like if you're making content and you've been doing stuff for like a year and you only get 15 followers, something's wrong. Yeah. You know?
You're doing something wrong.
It's not that hard to get followers. I literally got like 10 followers the other day just from following other Goblin VTubers. Because like people will be like, new Goblin, follow. And like it's not hard.
No.
It's hard to get a lot of followers, but like at least getting started is easy. Like getting a slow trickle, getting started there, yeah, that's fine. You're not gonna be getting 10,000 in like a day or something, but like, hey, getting to 100 followers, you can easily get that done in like a month or 2.
Yeah.
If you really put the effort forward. Yeah, I'm like, homie, no thank you. I don't know who the fuck you are.
But yeah, so hey, if you are a VTuber and you have streamed at least, let's say at least 3 months, you know, that's the minimum, have some content, you wish to apply to be a guest for season 2, I can't tell you when that will be, but hey, put your application in there, and yeah, otherwise, make sure you go check out my wonderful guest, Chutzpah, on his Twitter, Twitch, and everywhere else. You can find his links in the description, on screen, in chat, on in the show notes. It's everywhere. You can find him. Otherwise, his socials are just at is Chutzpah. That is IZ Chutzpah, spelled CHUTZPAH, or Chutzpah.
Yeah.
With the proper pronunciation.
Chutzpah, don't matter. I've already had so many people butcher my name when I read them. It's hilarious.
But okay,
I've
so
had people be like, shoots, and I'm just like,
Chutzpah?
fuck it, whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever, yeah.
That's close enough, you know.
Also, if you have any questions, feel free to click that little blue box at the top of chat, and there will be a text box that pops up, and you can ask your questions there, and we'll ask them at the end once we do these final couple questions. So, the next question that I have for you is, we kind of touched on this. What are your goals with VTubing and/or content creation?
Yeah, so I mentioned the Takahata thing. That's like a sort of a long-term goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I have like long-term goals and I have short-term goals. So like long-term, I think number one is like the Takahata thing. I know like most people, it's like, yeah, be full-time, but it's like, yeah, I'd love to be a full-time streamer. I'd love to be able to do this all the fucking time. 5 days, 40 hours a week, all that good shit, be able to quit my job and do all that stuff. Although right now, not fucking possible, not even in the slightest. I'm not even close to there. I got a lot of work to do before I even get even close to being full-time,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's a goal. I do want to see if I can push this as far as I can. I think that's like what I'm more concerned of. It's like, how far can I take this? I don't want to be like the greatest VTuber on the planet. Don't think that's going to happen, Not that I'm, doubting my own skills or anything like that. I don't think I'm going to be like the number one guy. And I don't think anybody should strive to be number one. But I do want to see how far I can push this thing. I want to see what my limitations are, what my horizon in the future looks like, how far I can push it.
Yeah.
That's just fascinating to me. It's like how far does this train go,
Yeah. When's the
So
last
I'd say
stop?
that's up there. Yeah, exactly. Like that's up there. And also like this, I think another short-term goal is I want to be able to find my niche. Obviously, I found my niche as a character, but I'm still working on trying to find a content niche, I would say. Because I think everybody should have that thing that they do. I want to, like, if I'm following like a new VTuber, my first question is like, all right, what do you do? And if your answer is like, I do things, I don't know, I just do decent variety, I'm like, I'm sorry, I've already lost interest. Like, no offense to anybody. Like, variety content's fine, but I want to know what makes that special. Like, why should I go to your stream compared to all like the tens of thousands of other VTubers on the scene, right? And for me, I'm still working on that. I don't know what I want to focus on, because there's a lot of things I could focus on. For example, I talked about the history stuff, doing like history-based content. That could be like good, like, YouTube, TikTok, all that good shit, right?
Yeah.
The streams don't really have that many ideas for that though, so that'd be a little challenging, Still working on that bit. But there's also, I've had ideas of just like, I'm a big fan of the game Destiny 2. I'm a big Destiny fan. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could be like a Destiny streamer. That could be interesting. But then I'm like, well, do I want to, make this my primary game? Do I want to put that amount of time towards that? Like, that takes a lot of effort too, and it's a lot to think about. And then I have, and not to, to plug myself a little bit, since we're talking about, going to follow me and stuff. Tomorrow, I'm doing my first ever karaoke stream.
Let's go.
So I mentioned earlier, I used to go to college for music. And it's taken me 2 fucking years to decide, hey, maybe I should like use those talents and like do them on a stream or something. That would probably be a good idea, won't it? And so now I'm finally doing it. So like tomorrow, 12 p.m. EST, if anybody wants to listen to some heavy metal karaoke, you know where to go.
I see some solid songs on that set list. I see Ghost Division by Sabaton, some Unholy Confessions by A7X. Let's fucking go, Cigarro.
Gotta throw in the, it's the first one. Gotta throw all the classics in there. Mix a couple in that, a couple of my favorites in there too.
Yeah. Some Rain and Blood. Let's go.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I also see On the Top by Ginger. I'm disappointed that there's no Pisces.
I don't get me wrong. I like Pisces. I could do that. I could do Pisces, but you know what? I think On the Top is underrated. I think a lot of people need to hear that one a little more.
Fair enough. I do
And
also.
I'm trying to like.
I do appreciate
trying to-
psychosocial.
Oh, go ahead. Like I said, gotta hit all the classics. You know?
Yeah.
Gotta lure. You know, because like right now, I don't have a lot of like, you know, if I ever decide that like, hey, I want to do music with like VTubing, well, right now, don't have a lot of viewers that are like full on metalheads. So I gotta do a lot of more mainstream stuff, a lot that people know, then sprinkle in some of the less common ones. You know. Gotta have that Avenged Sevenfold and the Slipknot and the Slayer, because those are names that people recognize. So people will be like, "Oh, I want to see his interpretation on this song that I know."
True.
And then as time goes on, maybe I'll like start branching out in some of the weirdest shit, or like some of the more focused shit. Like,
So
I thought about doing like, oh, go ahead.
No. You were gonna say you thought of thinking of doing.
Yeah, if I decide to do more karaoke stuff, I'm like, okay, well maybe I could do streams where like maybe I do like all the songs from this one album. Like maybe I do a stream where it's like all System of a Down or all Slipknot. You know,
That
like I
whole
said, I'm a
album from Dr. Smoke. Solid.
If I can find karaoke tracks for that, then yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
I can't even find
so-
tabs for him, which is that. Honestly, that's the thing I hate the most about small bands. You can't find tabs because I play guitar,
Yeah, it's rough.
and it's like I want to learn those songs from Dr. Smoke, specifically that album, so bad, and there are no tabs for him, and there are no resources to learn the song other than by ear, which is, by God, that's difficult.
Yeah,
So,
it ain't easy.
yeah.
I feel you on that one. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that I enjoy and a lot of things that I like, and it's hard to be like, all right, I'm gonna pick this thing. I'm making all of my content based around that thing, and I can't change, or else people will lose interest. Because that's kind of what you need to do. If you're picking a specific bit of content, you gotta keep doing it, even if you don't like to. Because like a lot of people, when they come, you know, enjoy a new creative, like they're gonna find the thing that they like, and they're gonna want to keep watching that thing. So you gotta make more and more of that. And if you start straying away from that, people will be like, "Whoa, hold on a minute. What about this thing that I like? You're not doing that anymore." And then you know, all of a sudden, the little audience that you've made has lost interest.
Yeah.
You gotta just keep building that shit up. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, all right, what do I want to do? What do I want my primary bit of content to be focused on?
Yeah.
I'm still working that out. I'll get there eventually. Hopefully sooner than later. But
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna like experiment with stuff, see what people like, and then if people like one thing more than another, I'll start focusing on that and see if I get any success. And go from there.
And then I just remember now, I wanted to ask earlier when we were talking about the karaoke, can you do metal screaming?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't
I'm
do it
jealous.
very much on yeah, I don't do it very much on stream because I live at home with family, so I
Fair
don't
enough.
do it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm actually dying.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I built a little sound booth around my desk, that way when
For
I
the
do
soundproofing.
vocals, yeah, it helps. You know, it makes it
Can you
like
quickly throw out, I did my time and I won out?
yeah, I can try that. Let me. I don't know if it's gonna like go through with the Discord. I can turn.
Oh
down,
yeah.
Well, I'll give it a try, and if it cuts out, it cuts out. But let me see if I can turn off.
No, let me pause the music.
Yeah, let me. Wait, where's the stuff? So I'm trying to find the sensitivity thing.
Oh, the noise suppression, or just the voice sensitivity. You can change it to push to talk, and just keep it in. That's what I usually do.
Fine, fuck. Not doing that. Shit. This is so complicated. Discord, why do you hate me? Yeah, let's do this. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, I think I turned down the sensitivity, so it should be able to pick it up a little better. I'll back away from my mic a little bit so it doesn't cut out. All right.
Right.
Let me do it. All right, I'll just do the let me look up the lyrics for a second.
Horrible,
All right, yeah.
horrible.
I'll just do like
beatbox.
I'll just do a little bit of it first. All right.
Aye.
I did my time and I went out. So if you say it doesn't cut the solid sense of vibrance.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, no, you got
Thank
that
you.
down. You got that down.
Yeah. Now the question is, can I do that for over an hour straight?
We'll
I don't know if I'll get there, but you know,
see. We'll see.
yeah.
I mean,
see how it
not
goes.
all of the songs there are, you know, full on just like that. Like Unholy
there's, like, some
Confessions
that are, like,
has some, but it's not that much. Sabaton doesn't really do that much. Fry vocals.
I tried to get a nice mix, nice variety. I think the
mm.
one that's gonna kill me the most is Siguro by System of a Down. If you've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
that one before, that
Yeah.
one's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that one.
I literally
oof.
put that on there because right now I'm trying to get Pygo into heavy metal, and she's really into System of a Down right now, and Siguro's her favorite song right now,
Oh,
just because
okay.
of how stupid it is.
So,
Like,
you,
just
so you
because
put
of how
that one
dumb
on
it
for her.
is. Oh yeah, 100%. I was just like, this one's for you. I'll be honest. So I'm gonna do my best because that one is technically like I'm doing two different parts all at once. So
Yeah.
I'm singing for two individuals. Like
Yeah, because you're
back
doing
to back.
Darren
It's just like-
Malakian and Surges.
yeah, and they're both fantastic artists in their
Oh,
own right.
definitely.
And they have insane ranges, including that song. And I practice, like I've been practicing in the background, like trying to rehearse. And fuck me, like that song always like I'm always like I get there, but I'm always like short of breath, and I have to like pick weird bits to breathe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not gonna be an easy stream, but I accept the challenge. You
Next
know?
time you need to add "Given Up" by Linkin Park. I want to see you attempt
Yeah,
that
I need to learn
17-second. I want to see you attempt that 17-second scream at the end.
Yeah, I need to listen to more Linkin Park. I actually don't listen to a lot of Linkin Park very much.
I don't
Not that they're
either,
bad or
but I
anything,
listen to
I
that
just, like,
song. That song is just because
Yeah.
I skipped to the part, just the scream, because the 17 seconds. He holds that scream for 17 seconds.
I don't. It's funny because I don't remember how that song goes, but I know which one it is because there's a clip of like Chester Bennington doing that live.
Yeah.
When like I think like Jay-Z was like helping the like guesting in one of the songs, and Jay's like face afterwards is like, holy shit, what did you just do? Like, can people make those noises? Like, just the look at his face is like, all right, damn, respect.
Oh, damn. Well,
I need to learn more Linkin Park. I need to like
yeah.
just learn a bunch more songs. And just put more stuff into my repertoire.
And okay, the last question that I have for you is: what has been the happiest moment or the greatest achievement you've had since you've started VTubing?
I got a girlfriend. I'd say probably that. I literally met my girlfriend through VTubing. Like, not a lot of people can fucking say that. Like, that's
Fair enough.
yeah. That whole story, that whole thing was fucking wild because we literally started dating like a day or two before I introduced my my human Laco design. Literally, it was like a day or two before.
Damn.
So like we had known each other for like a good like 5 or 6 months at that point, and I think we were just hanging out in a call one day, and we were just chatting, shooting the shit and stuff like that. And I was just like, all right, well I gotta go to bed and stuff like that. She's like, all right, well before you go, I just want to tell you, I like you. And me, being a fucking dumbass, said, aw, thanks.
That seems like a me thing to do as well.
And what was funny is that so my brother, I think I mentioned my brother once, and he was the guy that kinda introduced me to VTubing.
Yeah.
So he's also a VTuber, but he does he just got done with college, so he doesn't really do a lot of streaming. Anybody, if you want, you can go follow him at Winged Pizza. That's his at on Twitter.
Aye.
So he's like an angel VTuber. His name is Azrael, like that's his name, classic, angel stuff. But he refuses to change his username because he's had that ever since like we both started gaming, and he just refuses to change it. I'm like, you realize that you're gonna be known forever in the VTuber scene as Winged Pizza, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm like, okay. Mr. Sexy Anime Man, whose name features the word pizza in it. You do you, I guess. But he literally had a talk with Pygo at one point because she was asking him for advice because just again, we all know each other and all that good stuff. She's like, hey, I'm thinking about asking your brother out. What do we need to know? And not gonna fucking lie, my brother literally told her, sorry, here's the thing. My brother Chutzpah, he's kind of fucking dumb. You're gonna have to be super blunt with him, or he's not gonna get you flirting with him or anything.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he's not wrong. He was 100% spot on because I did not know what she meant by that.
She was as direct as she could be, and you still missed.
Yeah, I still fucked up. And then she was like, "No, Chutzpah, I like you," and I'm like, "Oh, I get it now. I'm stupid." And then I was like, you ever have that moment where like somebody says something to you and then you just have like a flashback of like all these different memories and it's like, oh my god, everything just makes sense now.
Yeah.
That happened to me where I was just like, every little interaction that we ever had, I'm just like, oh my god, she was attracted to me and I had no fucking clue for like half a year. And at that point I'm just like, oh, I've never had this happen to me before. This is a new feeling. Okay. And we had to like both process that whole thing for a while. And then like the next day we're just like, I guess we're a thing now. And then we just started dating. And then like over a year later, we're still going strong.
Oh yeah. I'm happy for you. But
So I'd say happiest moment in VTubing, probably that.
Finding a girlfriend.
Probably that right there.
Wait a while. I've not heard that one before. I can guarantee you that. 93 episodes. This is the first time I've heard that.
Very, yeah. It's like, listen, I may not be like the biggest VTuber on the planet, but I got a partner of mine that I want to marry one day, and we're gonna live happily ever after, and that's a fact.
Hell yeah.
So don't, despite like however big or small I get, at least I got that, you know?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's going to bring me to the end of my questions. So that opens up the Q&A. We have one question from our usual, probably just Simon, or preferably just Simon, my bad. And regular listeners, you know the question by now. Chutz, are you ready?
Yep.
How good are you with tongue twisters? That's my question, that's not his question.
Oh, okay. I am adequate, I would say.
All right, let's see if you know the answer to this one. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A lot.
Nope. More abstract. No. More abstract. You want to know the answer?
More abstract? Many.
Nope.
Many wood.
A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Ah, I see. I think I just lost the 2 remaining brain cells in my mind.
Well, hey, join the club.
Yay!
I spent them all learning long names and shit. Like Jigama Jigama Gokon Shigeri Gaji Suguno Sugimatu Ramatu Furamatu Kuneta Tokoroni, Sumatokoro, Yabrakoji, Nobrakoji, Pipe, no shooting and shooting on a good and a pumpkino, pumpkinano, choki me no choske.
Gesundheit.
Donkey. The other brain cell died when I learned how to say that one Welsh town name. You know that one that Connor said?
I know it. I don't like have it memorized or nothing.
That one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That one? Yeah, that's where my brain cells went. Very productive usage, yeah. Could have used them to like improve my rigging and shit, but nah.
You got all that memorized, and sometimes I forget to eat breakfast in the morning, so we are two very different people. Like
I don't eat breakfast. I don't forget. I just don't.
Well, then there you go.
Unless I'm at work, then I go to the coffee shop and just buy a hella expensive fucking cheese griller, and it's like, you know, it's expensive because it's at the workplace, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's my lunch. That's my breakfast / lunch.
I just get a donut in the morning. I just get like a big box of donuts. I order ahead of time, and I just have like one a day. It's not that healthy, but like I'm not eating a full meal in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never hungry in the morning. I just need something with a bit of sugar in it to get my morning going, because I don't really drink caffeine unless I absolutely need it.
I cannot.
So I just let that go through. I remember I used to be like big on caffeine, but like I cut down because I know what it fucking does to you, and like most people, I understand that I have a problem and I have a solution for it. So I'm just like, hey, if I only drink caffeine on the days when I need it, then it'll actually work for once.
My face when I drink Monster on the daily. And multiple
it's literally
coffees.
on your table, so
It's quite literally on my table. Yeah, and that's a custom can
it's
too.
part of you now.
And that's a custom can. I'm waiting for the sponsorships that I can make that a real thing.
Hell yeah!
Do you want to see the
like,
full?
Monster, pay me money.
Here's the full image of that can that's on my desk. I've sent this to so many guests. Anytime it comes up, I'm like, I have to show you the full thing. And come on, look
Hell
at it.
yeah, love it.
That's just custom. I love it.
What's the flavor? What's it taste like?
Fucking blood.
Respect. You are a demon. That makes sense.
It tastes like a Bloody Mary. It's actually an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, so you mix uppers and downers. Great. Yeah, I'm even more impressed.
Yeah. No,
honestly, I'm
I
like-
actually don't. I'm actually not joking. My go-to party mix is vodka and Monster. I'm asking for hard problems. I'm waiting for him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
horrible. You shouldn't do that.
Oh, I know.
It's funny because I'm actually I'm like publicly straight edge, so I don't drink or anything. Not that I think other people shouldn't drink. I'm not that crazy. I know there are other like straight edge people out there that
Yeah.
are that way.
My brother
I'm
is.
not. I just abstain from all the fun bits. I understand I'm like the least fun person to be around at a party. I accept that. But I also like driving like with both of my hands and my eyes being completely focused. So and I
Yeah,
can
see,
do that with my drunk
that's
friends. I
the
can just
thing.
take them-
That's the thing. If I'm designated driver, I will not touch a drop of drink.
Yeah,
I will stay sober. I'll drink my Monster just as is. I won't put a drop of vodka in it because I don't know. I take driving under the influence very seriously, and I'm like,
Yeah,
not enough people do.
understandable,
So
I would hope
Yeah.
you do.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
try to
it's
be
funny
a
'cause
I
I'm like-
try to be a responsible driver. When I'm sober,
I'm
I'm
like the
still
one,
fucking reckless.
Yeah,
I like
I'd be
speeding.
that. Everybody. If you don't get a speeding ticket every once in a while, you really live in. I mean, come on.
I've never gotten one.
I've gotten 4. But honestly, it's because I used to drive a red fucking car. If you drive a red car, you're gonna get pulled over all the fucking time. Don't matter if
Why?
you're going speeding or not. Because red equals fast. Statistically, if
wow.
you drive a red car, you're more likely to get pulled over by police.
Is that why
That's a
Ferraris
fact.
are red?
Yeah, it's why Ferraris get pulled over so much.
I mean, no, Ferraris get pulled over because they know they're gonna go fast.
Yeah, it's like statistically, it's like people that drive red cars typically drive faster because
Damn.
they like exciting vehicles, and
I've
red is an
got a-
exciting color.
I've got a
So that's why
golden-
people like tend to get pulled over more if they drive a red car. And I used to drive a red Mini Cooper. And yeah, like sometimes when I got pulled over, I'm like, yeah, that was warranted. But there's other times I'm like, bro, I'm going 10 above the speed limit. So is everyone else. Why
literally.
me?
I mean, the speed traps aren't gonna catch you if you're going like 9 over.
I remember one time I got pulled over and it's like, are you going 42 at a 35? I'm like, I'm not pulling anywhere. Like, there's no one there. It's open road. It's me and you. You know what the most ridiculous time I got pulled over once? There was one time, there was a dude. I was driving on my way home from work. It's big, open, like long road where like it's like the speed limit's like 50 miles an hour, but like through that road, there's literally nothing but like open road and like trees. And like sometimes maybe a deer comes out and like around, but like you have like the road is so wide, you have plenty of time to react even when one pops out. Like
Yeah.
I'm so used to seeing deer in that area where it's like, okay, if I see one, I know to slow down and I can see it well enough in the distance. Unless
Yeah.
it's like pitch black, I can't see it. But if it's in the daytime, yeah, I'm gonna speed. I literally take this road every fucking day, and there's no cops there. I know that. But there's this dude that was driving in front of me, and he was going a little slower. And I was like, okay, he's going the speed limit. I'll slow down. Then he pulls over. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of him. And I like start speeding up. And I speed up to go past him, because I don't want to like,
Yeah.
because he wasn't stopping. I go past him. Turns out that was a police car. Turns on the lights, pulls my ass over. And I'm just like,
Wow.
you let me go. Why are you pulling me over. You let me do this. This is your fault.
Yeah,
If you
I
just
mean,
didn't move,
if you
I would have went the speed limit, dumbass. Like I didn't say
Yeah.
that. Obviously, I'm not dumb, but still, like in my
no,
in
but
my
that's
head, I'm
that's
like,
fair
what the fuck?
though. Because I mean, like,
Like,
if
what
you're
is-
gonna be overtaking somebody, you're gonna speed up if they're not slowing down enough. And plus,
And
I mean,
also, he
if
was
you're gonna
driving a
overtake somebody,
truck.
he was
He
driving
was
it.
driving a truck, not like a patrol car or like an SUV, like a truck with like
Like a pickup.
it was like a like a pickup truck, but it's got
Sure.
like the whole like the trooper logo and all that stuff on it. I'm like, who the fuck is a pickup truck police car? How like if you went to arrest me, like are you just gonna throw me in the bed of the truck? Like what? How the fuck does that work? So I didn't even think
Bruh.
it was a police officer. I thought it was like a fire department. I'm like, fire department's not gonna pull my ass over. They don't give a fuck. I'm not on fire.
I'm not on
That was
fire.
so dumb. I'm like, bro, you did this to me. Why am I getting punished for this? Thankfully,
Yeah.
he didn't give me a ticket. He was just like, yeah, you gotta not speed. I'm like, I wouldn't have if you didn't fucking move. Come on.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're gonna go onto the shoulder of the road, right, you're gonna speed up because you don't want to
I
drive
could have sworn
on
that
the
he just
dude's
saw me
fucking.
speeding up.
Bruh.
Yeah, I could have sworn he's like just saw me speeding up behind him. He's just like, you know what, I'm bored, and just fucking pulled over, let me pass, pulled me over because he just had
Bruh.
nothing else to fucking do that day. I could have sworn.
That's
Like I
fucked.
said, didn't get a ticket. He just wasted my fucking time. But
That's fucked up.
whatever. I'm still, that happened years ago, and I'm still salty about it.
I would be as well. Yeah. Right. That is gonna be the end. We did get another
All
question, but I feel like I don't need to ask this question because the question is, do you speak English? I feel like Nia, sorry, ik praat niet Engels niet. Jammer
No hablo
om te
English.
zeggen. Die is slechts Afrikaanse opleiding. Daar is geen Engels wat gepraat wordt, die zo niet zo. Ik is baie jammer vir die ongerief
Cool, gotta
wat het
schrijven.
veroorzaakt. I was speaking Afrikaans just there.
I took German in high school once.
I wasn't speaking German.
It's close enough.
I saw a clip
Potato,
of
banana, this and what.
what's her name, Kobo, the other day, while she was playing Overwatch with Lily. What was the word? Harden, something Bart.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that whole fucking clip.
Yeah, that was.
Shit.
What was the word? I hold up. Let me quickly find the word.
It was probably something Swedish, I bet.
No, it was German.
Was
I
it
know
German?
that.
Oh,
Yeah, because Lily's German. Shy Lily's German.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's why she brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That tracks.
What was the word? There it is. Starden, Borden, Harden, Bart. Well, she says it in like the thickest Indonesian accent.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, so there's the answer to that question. No, we do not speak English. I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize. I apologies.
I actually don't speak. I mute.
Yeah. I do actually have a couple
You
of mute
actually-
friends.
You're just schizophrenic. We're not actually talking. We've been sitting here in silence the whole time.
Yeah, like, I mean, do you see my mouth move? Do you? No, you don't.
The stream isn't even real. This is just a figment of your imagination. You're actually in
Exactly.
a hole. You need to get out. Get
Exactly.
out. Get out. Get out. Get out before it's too late.
Hey, honey, you forgot to take your meds. One day I'll get somebody
really
with
hit you
that.
hard.
Yeah.
You really hit your head pretty hard there.
Yeah.
VTubers. What's
damn.
that? This is 2005. Vocaloid just came out.
Vocaloid just came out. But that will be where we end this episode of FNV. So, hey, if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please make sure you drop a like down below, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and make sure you check out our previous episodes once again. You can find everything on fnv.crd.co. Make sure you check out my wonderful guest for our 93rd episode. You can find him on all of his socials. It's at Chutzpah. That is IZCHUTZPAH. And yeah, his links are in the description, show notes, and in chat on screen. It's everywhere. So yeah, but that's going to be it for me. I thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next episode of FNV. But until then, ciao for now.
Peace.
Sun goes down, our spirits free. Nothing left but our energy. Take my